All right, hi everybody. This is Phoenix Dawn Command here on the Saving Throw Show.
Our Halloween special.
Yes,
you
it's
could
our
say.
spoopy Halloween special. This is my favorite time of the year, mainly because it's also the time of my birthday. And now, when I met my girlfriend of 2 years, it's like it's a super great time.
Oh, yeah.
I met her at your wedding, which is around this time.
That was 4 years ago.
Yep, and then we started going out 2 years ago around this time, because cowardice. Took me 2 years to build up the courage. I wrote one letter a day in my love note for her for 2 years. No, that's not true.
All it said was hi. That's creepy.
She especially was like on purpose. I was like, gee. The story she hates me telling, but I'll tell now, is that I wanted to play D&D on my birthday. This is 2 years later. We had both fallen for each other at your wedding and done nothing about it. And I was like, hey, do you know there's a D&D game I could play? And she's like, yes, there's one at my house right now. And then got off the phone with me and called all of her friends and arranged for the D&D game to sort of exist. That's not how she puts it. She thinks that sounds too manipulative, but I love it. And it was good. It was a good game. Okay, this is our Halloween special. It's going to be very interesting and spoopy. In the chat, you should go, one of the mods will tell you about our donations tab. There are unique flares for today's show, which are specific to the characters. You can go in there and look at them. Remember that if you donate for flares, which are a cash-only donation, half that money goes towards the character art that we're going to buy for each of the individual characters. That's super cool. So every flare you buy, positive or negative, the positive flares are combat-based, the negative flares are social-based, will get us a little bit closer to getting those awesome character portraits by the original artists who did Phoenix Dawn Command. So that's the deal. And of course you can also use your XP to buy rerolls or redraws and add environmental objects and everything else. Redraws have a special effect today, so look forward to that, Halloween style. Otherwise, we're just going to get started. Everyone here has their secret do not open until the twist packet, which I prepared for them, which you can look at. You put on the dice can there. Look at that. I don't know why I'm bragging about. I wrote an orange on a sheet.
But it's spooky.
Way too small
It's
envelope. Yeah.
But use a security envelope, and that.
Can't. Oh wait.
No.
Oh, sure. It sounded like there was metal in mine, and I sealed these.
Baby rattlesnake eggs. Shit.
Okay, so Phoenix Dawn Command. In case you're joining us for the first time, all these people were mortals. They died. They came back as phoenixes, which are supernatural characters. Every time they die, they get more powerful. Except the seventh time, then they just sort of are released into the ether. The flame that animates them, their spark, if you will, is from a greater sort of power source. So each one of these phoenixes is themselves an inheritor of their spark from the phoenixes before them. And when they use their seventh iteration, another mortal will get that spark and going forward. Each one of these phoenixes started, their first incarnation was kind of like how they looked in life. But every time they die and come back, they change to be a little bit more like who they are becoming, is a way to put it. So that is Phoenix Dawn Command. It's a gameplay with cards. It's pretty easy. You'll enjoy it. All right, so let's introduce our characters before the spoopy time happens. I'm actually kind of really over that already. Spooky. It's spooky.
It is creepy.
How many years has that been a thing?
I've only known it for a few.
Yeah.
I still kind of love it, though.
Yeah.
I did find it's like 4 years.
4 years. I'd say we'll give it 5. So this can still be our spoopy special, and next year will be a spooky special.
Yes.
All right.
Damn it. All right, so we'll start over here. So who are you and who you're playing?
Hi, my name is Michael Holmes. I'm a creative type armed with a D20 and a love of the Monster Mash. I'm playing Ink, who's the Shrouded. He is kind of the rogue, but also knowledge-based character. This particular iteration of him sees him changing his physical appearance to look like he's drawn by different artists. And somehow, inexplicably for this adventure, he's stuck in the form of a Charlie Brown character.
Yay!
Nicely done.
Oh, have you seen that Stranger Things?
Merry Christmas, Will, whatever.
Dancing is so
I will look for that. Hi, I'm Tara Strand, actress, variety performer, occasional cosplayer. Don't have a cute little thing like his, but maybe. I play Idalia, the devoted, and I haven't talked about what she looks like now after a couple new ranks. Rank 6 now, so her kind of blue skin, I think, has these sort of like gas vapors kind of on and around it. Don't make it a gas thing. She's got, I saw that face. You made it a gas thing.
You said the words.
All right. Fair enough. She's got her hair is all pretty like bright gold now with sort of a flame-ish glow, like a mild flame kind of glow to it. Her eyes have sort of, you can still see pupils, but they are kind of all like nebulas. I looked up nebulas, by the way. It does, in fact, also mean of or resembling a nebula. So that is another, right?
Oh, wow.
Oh, I know, I was surprised. And she kind of is in a state of hovering for the most part, unless she chooses otherwise.
The state of hovering.
Yeah.
Mike, can you check your mic?
Yes. Check. 1, 2, 3. Hello. Hello.
And you're on the middle there.
Yeah.
All right.
Hold on. Let me. Have you tried turning it on and turning it back off again? Can you hear me now?
Hopefully, okay. It sounds good.
Cool.
It might just be, it might be your mic placement too a little bit. Maybe turn it up a touch. But if we just keep if people keep mentioning it, we will take care of that. Okay. Go ahead over on this side.
Robert Chan, writer, podcaster. The problem with Eerie is that I realized as we started going along that he was headed in the direction of visually that Ink is. So at this level now, level 5, in addition to the sort of weird interactions with the world around him, in addition to the sort of weird sound of chains you always kind of hear whenever he's around, if you look too long at him, your eyes will just start watering, and you just really want to look away.
We're the most horrific wing. All right.
I am the creature from the Mac Lagoon.
Everybody's
I am playing Varya, who
Don't eat that
is
sun off,
basically
too.
a giant werewolf monster at this point, and so my Halloween is kind of all the time, but especially during Halloween. I don't know, words.
And I'm David S. Pumpkins.
Yay! A current reference. All right, so it is on the world in which Phoenix Dawn Command takes place. It is oh God, what did I name this holiday?
Make it good.
Yeah, hold on. Thankfully, I can open this because I wrote them. What is this? Oh yeah, it's Moon's Bow. Moon's Bow is the equivalent of Halloween in the world of Phoenix Dawn Command. And so this particular Moon's Bow, and set different from any other Moon's Bow before, there's a terrible storm raging across the entirety of the world. And of course the Dawn Command is super worried about it. This has never happened before. And of course this is also the most... This is the biggest year that the Dread has sort of had a presence in the world. So with all of the Dread incursions and all the occurrences of the Bones and the Chant and all the other monsters and all the Fallen that have been showing up, there's a real serious concern that this sort of terrible, almost necrotic storm that is covering the skies with its strange green lightning might be a work of the Dread. However, there are sort of reports coming in from the front that the Dread forces themselves seem put out by the whole experience, and this weird supernatural storm might be something else altogether. So you're on Pyre initially, and this is happening. All the phoenixes are sort of running around, looking at what's happening. The entire sky is a sort of burbling storm of green lightning bolts and strange roiling clouds. It looks like the end of every Ghostbusters film, and everyone's sort of looking up and wondering what's going on. And lightning is striking the occasional building and like cracking the foundations, and people are really worried. And after a time, the marshals come together and decide that they don't know what's happening, but they need to have sort of pieces everywhere on the board. So Honor especially is like, we can't be in a situation where we're going to wait for the candle system, which is the supernatural way that phoenixes are told by each individual Eerie, which is the areas, like sort of bases around the world. For those of you at home we haven't talked about Aries in a while, the Imperial Flame ties into these Aries, and the Aries are little flames all around the sort of on the continents of the world where they can sort of dispatch phoenixes as sort of like a rapid deployment. And the Aries communicate back to the Imperial Flame with a series of candles that sort of they light on both sides, which by the way would be a great piece of technology. Like you light one candle, lights another, that'd be great. So they have 4 candles and they light them in different combinations, and those mean different things. But that's even too slow. So they decided to basically send you out to every Eerie on the planet one at a time. Each wing is going to go to a different area. There's about 100 operating wings right now, and they're going to send each one of you out to a different area just to sort of be there in case shit goes down. So it basically becomes like a line, like you're getting on a plane out from the Imperial Flame, and there's wing after wing after wing. So there's Fade's wing, and then there's Braid's wing. That wasn't intentionally rhyming. Swoopy, and then there's Farrell's wing, and they're all sort of like just marching in line through the Imperial Flame, being sent off into the various places.
I'm sorry, I picture a marshal dressed like an old-timey stewardess who just looks at us and says, "Room for one more, honey."
So, they sort of, eventually it becomes your time. You're just being sent to a essentially random area. Very quickly, one of the Flame Keepers comes over and says, like, okay, well, you're being sent to Docksborough. Docksborough is a small hamlet. It's on the sea. We're not even entirely sure why an area was built there hundreds of years ago, but we've since reclaimed it. And there's a small population of citizens there. There's some wooded hamlets, and the dock is actually on a small lake, but that lake opens up into the ocean, so it's sort of a saltwater, like brackish lake. It has a relatively small commerce position. We don't think it's of strategic importance. There hasn't been a dread incursion there. The Eerie is maybe 10 miles from town, or maybe a little bit closer, depending on how you travel. And so you'll be basically coming into a building with a Flame Keeper, and that's it.
Sounds like a bit of a break from our usual.
Yeah.
We'll say we've had worse.
So
It feels very ominous about that statement.
very quickly, the Flame Keepers, and Cinder operate the Imperial Flame, and it sort of, pipes back up again. It's still basically a column of flame that goes straight into the air, and it just sort of like, radiates slightly differently because it's heading to this new destination. They call it aligning them. I don't know exactly how that works. And you end up going in first. So, and so one at a time, we'll go around the table. One at a time, you step in. The flames basically cremate you. You're forcibly disintegrated in the world's worst transporter ever. And then on the other side, you get re-put back together. So the first one out of the gate is Varya. So you sort of reassemble slowly in the gate, and just as like the last pieces of flesh and your what little of your uniform is left on you, and like your the last tips of your claws are sort of coming in together, a huge bolt of green lightning strikes in from the open top of the Eerie and strikes the Imperial Flame, or the flame here, and then the flame grows green for a second, and you're sort of thrown out of it. But behind you, as you're thrown out, you can see like the outline of what you recognize as your Shadow Wolf, the sort of fear energy wolf that you control, that sort of is tied to your flame, and it doesn't really make it out of the fire with you. And a part of it does. You feel you haven't lost your connection to it, but you sort of fall onto the ground, and the attendants run over to you, and you seem to be okay. But there's that sort of shadow of the wolf, like sort of like burns into the flame, and you're not sure what that means. Meanwhile, all three of you have already gone through on the other side, and you're sort of slowly beginning to reincorporate. So you first find yourself sort of reinvested, but as you come out of the Imperial Flame, you're you pre-death. It's like it's not even your first rank version of you. You're still yourself. You're not affected by the Eye of the Storm or anything. You just haven't. There's no effect from like it's like the whatever when they re-encoded you, the part of you that makes you Eerie was not there. And the same is true for you. You come out as the woman you were before you died. And so too do you. You come back out as a man. And sorry, we're driving to the twist fast here, folks. And you step out sort of into the space, and everything seems relatively normal, and then it's not, and you're all racked with a horrible gut-wrenching pain and fall to the ground and become werewolves. So you can go ahead and open your envelopes now. Here are the rules for being
Did
werewolves.
I call that or what?
All right,
Just being glib.
we have props.
I didn't expect that.
Let's see here. This is for you, Mike. And then you two can both.
You did mention costumes,
yep.
right? I'm gonna make it work. Actually, that's fine. Hold on. I am no longer Matador.
There you go.
Oh.
Okay, so you have specific rules based on your. I'm wearing my werewolf hat in case anyone's wondering. There you go. It's a rare hat for me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it up here because it's easier with the ears up. I can actually hear. So those, and you have the copy of the rules there, Mac.
Yeah.
So essentially, during the time that you are a werewolf, you are slightly out of control. If you want to control yourself, if you want your human form to reassert yourself, you have to make a gray spread at 7 plus 5 times your current wounds as the goal. So unwounded, you should be able to probably take control of yourself in 3 cards. With 1 wound, I think you got it. Anything past that, it's going to get real hard. You can also spend sparks or redraws to regenerate today. That counts for you too, Mac. And that way you can sort of keep yourself up. And
Jesus Christ.
yep. And while we're at it, do you want to go ahead and pitch your? We can pitch your flares to the chat because chat can pay. I think it's $8 to activate these. They're all pretty interesting. You want to go first?
Yeah. Okay. So 1-man pack. Ink draws in time displaced duplicates of his wolf form to allow him to act in many places at once. All attacks he makes in this scene may target all challenges instead of just one. Bonus. Ink can drop this flare at any time to either avoid a defense spread or to take a defense spread in place of one of his wing pack mates. So that's the good one.
Yeah. So essentially, you can because you're everywhere at once, you can choose to be where an attack is or isn't.
Yeah.
So you can like get in the way of something. Yeah.
Right. So the bad one. A wolf of 2 minds.
Oh, shit.
Ink's meddling in time and space backfires. He is split between his animal side and his human phoenix side. Mike must play both. But the beast wants nothing but destruction, and Ink's powers don't necessarily work while they are split apart.
There you go. Have fun with that. Tara, what are your 2 flares? Again,
All right.
you can donate at home for these. Go ahead.
Please do. This is going to be hilarious.
Good one. Gravity Wolf. Idalia's gravity and light powers manifest to drag her targets back toward her, rending claws. Any challenge, bad guy, townsfolk, she targets with an attack is exposed until the end of her next turn. Challengers cannot flee from her or her packmates while this is in effect. Cool. I'm the alpha now. That's the other one. I already know what it is. Okay. Idalia's self-centered personality returns in a big way. She must challenge the current pack alpha for leadership of the pack, ostensibly to serve her as she often makes worshippers do, even if this means things getting nasty. After a significant whopping, she'll back down.
I believe I intended to write whooping.
Oh, okay.
I is bad at English. All right, go ahead.
I like whopping.
Yeah, that works.
Wolf of the Chain is the good one. Eerie's hook and chain talon return, coiled around his wolf form, an attack of their own accord, striking out at anyone who means him harm. He does double damage back to his attacker when making defense spreads. Yeah, it's kind of like the your Shadow Wolf.
A little bit.
Wolf Pup, Eerie's childlike self reemerges, but in wolf form, and makes him a young pup. That means wanting to play with things like townfolk, who gets to be the chew toy.
Oh my god.
Speaking of which, Sax, what kind of beer are you drinking?
I'm drinking Wolf Pup. Brought to you by me marketing. All right, so
Thank God I didn't get to be Wolf Pap's Blue Ribbon.
we pointed out today. I think it's a like I don't forget whose joke it is. There's a comedian who has this joke, but it's like PBR has been like touting this reward they got. Turns out since 1890. They were the best beer in the world in 1890, and they named themselves after it and never stopped.
Wow.
And Mac, you want to tell us what your regular flares are, just because they're still available tonight?
Yeah. So I have Shadow Wolf, which when activated allows me to put an extra defense card in my defense spreads because my character's secret is she's always angry, which means that being in that style of play, her defense goes down. And then I also have as my negative, it wants out, which lets her bestial side go a little insane and she goes along for the ride. And last time that happened, almost killed Eerie. Which was pretty fun.
You didn't, so that's okay.
Close though. And then Idalia called all of the animals to the Eerie.
All right, so you still have all your abilities and powers per se, but you are all wolfed out. Briefly, email Bonte is our chat captain today. Everyone can say hi to email. The mods will take care of him. In the event that you are making donations, this is email's first time, so please be kind to him. You may also want to mention them in the chat so that he can see them. All right, so what do your werewolf forms look like?
The thing that's immediately jumping to my mind is I basically look like the wolf from Neverending Story, who's not the nothing. No, that would be something. Except that he is kind of just made of shadow, and it's really hard to see anything but just these two piercing green eyes.
All right.
And a snarl, and maybe a little bit of a cloak, kind of just an impression.
Furry cloak.
Yes.
Let's see. So, she's like blue furred, and I guess sort of like runs on the wind a little bit. So
She
there's
like a
the
Miyazaki
floaty
character?
thing. Yes.
She's got 6 legs for no reason. All right.
And I'm trying to think of what to do with her armor about that. Maybe like my rib cage is sort of this like glowing, armor that you can kind of see coming out through my chest a little bit.
That's kind of cool.
Awesome. Eerie?
Hey.
Oh.
I feel like
Visual.
that's about right.
Oh wow.
He's
horrifying.
hairless, and probably a little lighter than that. So kind of a little bit corpse-like, and just like kind of stands out in the dark. And
Nice. Where was that from?
it's some hairless hyena. I was looking for a hairless wolf, and nothing was coming up.
Have you seen The Shaved Bear?
Yes,
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Okay. Point taken. All right, so the Flamekeeper and the like 1 or 2 attendants are used to phoenixes having sort of monstrous forms, and Varya at this point has a bit of a reputation. So when the giant werewolf of Varya comes to the flame, there was sort of not an eye batted, but it's pretty clear from the fact that you came out as humans and then transformed agonizingly into these monsters that shit's gone down. So the Flamekeeper and the attendants immediately run and head out of the room. Of course, this is your average Eerie, so there's a rack of weapons. And like,
I'm going to just stand in front of the...
Yep. So, Mac, you're the only one who really has your wits at this point. So, is there anything you want to do before these young wolves do anything?
I'm going to block the door because
Okay.
I don't know what the fuck just happened. And it's not okay.
Okay. I was grabbing a torch earlier, and I totally didn't do it. What will, by and large, unless it is very clear that none of you are going to bite someone's head off, we will go in torch order. So as soon as I find the torch, we will do that. But if anyone wants to take an action or begin describing one, go ahead.
Oh, I will say that an extra added environmental thing is that when Ink hells, he does have that weird chorus effect going on, but now it's a pack of
Ooh.
wolves.
Nice.
You guys make a good pack of wolves, I'm just saying. Well designed.
We should sell this idea to Marvel. My instinct is to run after the Flamekeepers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just try and block them off.
All right.
They
I
tell
had
you
the same idea
specifically
for some
not
reason.
to do that. All right, so
I'm going to get them out the door, and I'm going to stand in the doorway.
all right. Well, you can definitely stand in the doorway. There's no problem with that. The problem with the slamming the door policies, there is none.
Well,
this is like
that's why I
yeah.
rearranged to stand in front
Right.
of what would be the doorway, because I realized that there's probably no actual door.
Okay. So how do you respond to that? There's another wolf in front of you. What do you want to do?
Well, I kind of get my hackles up and then kind of shrugs his shoulders and he disappears.
Ooh. Your job's going to be
And
harder
I'm
than you
just-
thought.
Fuck. Maybe I should just let them eat the Flamekeeper. Maybe I'm not sure I want in on this.
All right. You can pass the torch, or if anyone wants it. What does anyone want to do? We'll count you as having gone, Mac.
Oh.
For fuck's sake.
Oh well, yeah, no, I'm going to go hide behind a pillar.
Okay.
I'm
right.
just gonna go.
At
I'm
least there's something left of them. Unfortunately, not good in your case.
I'm
Wait.
trying to.
Are you doing something once you hide behind the pillar?
Yeah.
Are you piddling?
No, I'm gonna do Shrouded Bond and appear just appear behind her and then just go bolting off down the hall.
Fuck.
All right, well, that's 2 you've lost. What does Idalia Wolf do?
So she's used to her sun thing, and now she's got a moon thing. So she's like, I need to get to my celestial body. And so I'm just trying to run past you. I'm just like, I'm not going to kill anybody yet. I just need a moon. So I'm just going off to kind of like commune with the moon if I can.
All right, well, you've already lost 2 of them, and now she's trying to walk past you. Are you going to let her, or are you going to try and stop her?
I promise I won't lead anyone.
I highly doubt that, but you know what? Go nuts. I'm going to stand out of the way.
Okay, well, it's your action. What do you want to do? Do you want to chase these 2 down?
Unfortunately, I feel that I must chase them
Want?
down.
No. Obligated to?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to see if I can't chase them down and try and get out ahead and, again, try and be a kind of a blocking target.
Okay.
And, actually start snarling at them and hope that maybe there's a little bit of that instinct enough in there and maybe they stop for 2 fucking seconds.
All right. Well, make an athletics check, which can be which is a 3-card spread from, and you are skilled in it.
Yep.
And this is either strength or grace for you, and to see if you can get ahead of them.
So I already have a +5, and then...
All right, so that's what, 9, 10, 11,
That's
12, 13, 14?
14.
14? Okay, so that's a 14. Eerie, you're visible, so you need to make a grace spread to like outrun her or get ahead of her. Again, it's 3 cards, it's a skill spread.
You motherfuckers. Okay, this is gonna get really annoying.
Wait. This is combat.
I've got a women. 10? What'd you have?
She had a 14.
Oh. Is that seriously all I could do?
Well, do you want to? It's a skill spread, so do you want to apply one of your skills
well,
to
what
it?
about small and quick?
Acrobatics? Yeah, and small and quick's gonna help. All right, so he definitely he makes it around you. The Flamekeeper, by the way, has not gotten much farther than your position, so he's like a few feet ahead of you when Eerie darts around, and he's basically on him. Mike, you can, if you remain hidden. I'll say that because of her supernatural senses, though, you're going to have to give me a grace spread of at least 10 to stay hidden.
10, you say?
Just 10.
All right, well, how about Untouchable for 5, Astonishing Luck for 4, and then just a good old grace.
All right.
Payback? Did I do something?
You did beat them all up once.
It wasn't my fault.
All right, so the Flamekeeper and the Flamekeeper is actually starting to slow down because he can't get much further away from the Imperial Flame. But the attendant has booked off into the woods. What do you want to do?
I don't know. I want to wait and see what she's going to do, I think,
Okay.
since she's the biggest threat.
So
Literally.
Well,
Yes.
you've remained hidden. So basically, you see him. Are you just out there howling at
I'm
the
just kicking
moon?
with the moon. I'm like learning about new celestial
Yeah, I'm gonna
bodies.
leave her
I'm
the
just
fuck
like,
alone.
Okay.
I don't even care.
It's no sun, but I'll take it. Fine.
Okay, so you
It's
know
a
where.
gross stereotype.
Why are you not
Well,
more
actually,
into it?
shit.
Seriously.
If we're wolfing out and we're having fun with this, from his hidden position, once she kind of sees that the Flamekeeper is safe and his attendants run away, he's going to pounce on her back and try and knock her down.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and make
Try. You notice I say try there. So, okay,
Yeah.
there's 4 for Dream Shadow, and since I'm hidden, I get to add an additional card.
That eye staring you down, by the way.
Yeah.
That's
Glad I
great.
was not on the receiving
8,
end.
14, 15.
15. All right, it's 15. Defense spread 15.
But now I'm also exposed. So, or not exposed, but
Visible.
visible. That's the word I was looking for.
Yes. Not hidden.
The opposite of hidden.
Okay. So what do I need to do to counter this?
The ears are a nice touch. I
Thank
guess.
you.
Yeah.
We
Let's see if I can work it with my.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah. Bingo. All right. Also jaunty.
Do I need to
Double
counter
jaunty.
against this then, or?
Yeah, you need to defend against it, or or you can just let it happen. I'm assuming that are you trying to actually wound her or just like show dominance?
Yes.
Both. All right. So yes, you do. If you don't defend, you will be wounded.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start with superhuman reflexes.
Okay.
It's gonna let me pull another card.
The way I see it is this is all of Ink's frustration with Varya, trying to reason with her coming out. now that
Now
he
you're very
has no
anime
reason of
style.
his
You're
own.
down to one ear.
No, this makes sense. This definitely makes sense.
I have some fashion tape.
Wolf Eerie also only has one ear.
Okay. Let's see. I can still use traits in a
Oh yeah.
defense spread, though.
Yeah.
You just can't burn sparks.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to also put down Vengeful so I can actually make an attack back against him.
Okay.
And I'm trying to see. Although that's burning sparks, but it's okay because it's a trait, yeah?
Right. Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and...
Do you need one?
Uh,
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't bring my thing. I don't have anything.
then-
Sorry.
Rubber band.
I need to stop not bringing my shit.
Or start bringing your shit.
Whatever.
All right.
Hour to play.
The only
It's
other
the same thing.
Yeah.
The only other grace card I have is actually Horrific Vision,
Okay.
which I think is a little appropriate.
All right.
now.
So what's the total?
Let's see. So I think Superhuman Reflexes only technically counts as one. I think they all just count as one, but I can make an attack back against him, and Horrific Vision's going to make him exposed. So it's actually only 5, unless you're going to let Superhuman Reflexes do me better here.
Let's see. 5, 2. I'll reduce it to 1 wound you take from him, but he does put you on your back, and then you have to strike him back.
All right.
By the way, you are both you two wolves who are not involved are both very aware of that. People are jockeying for position here.
I get to draw back up.
Mommy and Daddy are fighting.
Yeah.
Oh god. So I get to attack back, and you're not gonna like it.
Oh.
I don't know, chat. Some of you seem to think that he might.
Did you notice you had a shipping name? Did
Yes.
that come across?
Yes.
Since he's currently also wolfy, I'm actually going to
We'll
use
get to that in a sec,
Ruthless, and I'm going to actually grab him with my teeth. and
Oh.
fling him off of me because I usually do not.
You're
use
welcome, Chad.
Apparently,
so
some of our viewers seem to
fine.
think that Varya and Ink are romantically linked, so
I
they're calling
wonder
us
where they would
Varink.
think that.
Yeah.
Varink. Varinka.
Not
I was gonna
Inkya?
say. Varinka.
I always like to pronounce it sort of like varying. It's like varying.
And I actually,
Very.
we are very.
Although this is as good a time to...
I'm going to go ahead and take a wound to up that even more, which also lets me flip this. So you wanna play, huh? Do you really?
Yes! It's all I've wanted for months. Wait, no!
Oh my
I
god.
heard how that sounded.
Okay, so this is actually 10, 15, 20, 24, 26, 27, 28, 29.
29.
Oh
yeah.
God. Ouch.
And I'm exposed, right?
You're both
Yeah.
exposed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that means I can only put down 2 cards for
Yeah,
defense.
it's 1 less of whatever your defense than your defense.
Okay,
would be.
and my endurance is 3.
Oh,
what
that's
that's
right.
with, yeah.
Yeah, you're quite endurant.
So I can do 8.
Okay.
That's the most I can do.
What was your total?
29.
29 minus 8 is 21 divided by 3.
7.
7? All right. And is your intent to kill him?
No.
Okay, so...
No, but it is to let him know, don't do it again, and don't fucking run.
Take 3 wounds.
All right.
She, you can feel her. You can feel her much more experienced wolf teeth come very short of your jugular as she bites down on you.
Okay.
I'm gonna rule that gives Varya the alpha ship for right now, so she can make gray spreads. I'm sorry, they're gray spreads hey,
you're
everyone's
not.
got it.
Good luck with
Gray
that.
spreads to dominate any of you and make you do what she wants. All right, so you're still free though. What are you gonna do?
I'm headed for the nearest hamlet.
Okay, so you've headed off into town.
I'm gonna look at it like, are you still in there? Don't fuck with me right now. Are you still in there?
Fire. Wait, no, wrong monster.
Meanwhile, you are out like cavorting in the woods.
Yeah. Okay.
Hippie wolf.
I don't know how far I got with this, but I think like
That's the whole game for her. She's just out rolling. Like,
since there's not much to do if I'm just
doesn't
hanging
come
out there,
back.
I'm like, my pack needs to see how great this moon is. How do they not dare this so much? So I see that they're fighting again, and I still have that like Idalia, like like we can't fight, man. We gotta defeat things and be good. So I kind of go up, and I run off to try to be like, you guys, why are you fighting against each other when there's this moon? So I try to get in. I'm not gonna deal with you just yet, but I think maybe I can convince him. Like there's so much moon does.
Well, but
like,
we're kind of not entangled. I feel like you kind of picked me up and threw me.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if
well,
there's a wall conveniently nearby, I would think I threw you into the wall, and I'm
Yeah.
just like,
hulking over him.
yeah, like looming.
Well, let me interrupt part of that action. So on the way, like heading across, you notice that the way this hamlet sort of worked out is there's this sort of area where the Eerie is, and it's sort of like an open. It almost looks like sort of like a Roman style, like it's just sort of open with like columns holding up, like Stonehenge almost, but like much more like well made and columnal. And then up there's a large hill that goes up, and on the top of the hill, in the moonlight, especially now with your wolf senses, you can see there's like an expansive graveyard up there, which is where this town has been burying their dead. Dockford has been burying their dead there for generations. Meanwhile, down the end is then there's a sort of like belt of woods that heads from the lakeside up towards the hill, which you're currently running through on the way to town, which is sort of there on the side of the lake. But as you're sort of running over there to basically like, hey guys, the moon, it's great. I don't know if you noticed, it's a great moon. God damn it, moon.
Tara's moon.
You notice that more of that green lightning strikes the graveyard.
Oh, wow.
And so and you start to smell like the smell of like upturned earth and rotting corpses, but that's not important right now. The moon! Neither of you notice that as you're too busy basically having playing domination games. You don't care because you now smell lots of townspeople out ahead of you who are not ready for what you are at all. In fact, they will be praying for regular werewolves as you tear them apart. All right, who wants it? Who wants the action?
oh man.
I gotta go after Eerie.
All right. Do you want to go first?
Well, yes.
Okay, go. And then I'll go after you.
All right.
If that's all right. I'm
Well,
gonna do some housekeeping.
while she's communing, we have to go stop Eerie. I know you can fucking talk. Now stop it. This is not funny, Ink.
Do you want to convince him or do you want to grace spread to dominate him? I thought so. It's too convenient.
No.
No.
No? You're gonna let him? All right.
They say turnabout's fair play.
Are you Beetlejuice?
Ooh, that would be a very good Phoenix character. All right, so
Tune in for
Totally.
season 2.
yeah.
Well, you're gonna follow my lead anyway at this point, I'm sure. So I'm gonna be like, we're getting Eerie. We're going right now.
All right, so you head off after Eerie. All right, you definitely can't catch a forceful Phoenix in wolf form at this distance away, but you'll arrive in town shortly after
I
him.
mean, that's all I can hope for is to at least not have him meet everyone in town.
yeah. You'll
Like
catch
maybe
you'll,
like 5.
you'll catch him on person too. What are you gonna do?
Hoping he gets full.
Well, I'm actually going to spend a spark to remove my exposed condition.
All right.
And then I'm going to heal back up.
All
Although
right.
we're out of combat, are you still exposed?
You're still in combat. He basically would be exposed until he attacked you again and hit
So,
you.
Since I have an ability
Oh,
that
and
allows
I
me to do
attacked
it. Yeah.
you back, so.
So yeah,
Yep. You de-exposed yourself as soon as you hit him back.
I'm moving as quickly and quietly behind Varya as I can.
Okay. They head off. What do you want to do?
Oh man.
Fuck shit up.
That's tough.
Welcome to my world.
Well, by the way, the like Flamekeeper is now like slowly heading back towards the flame. Like I'm fine. He's like, no one seems to have cared once I stopped running. In fact, every time you look at him, he stops. Like he thinks you're a Tyrannosaurus. Like this worked last time. The attendant
go.
is out ahead of you just a little bit on the way to. Make that 2.
Unless Mac, do you want to know?
I'm still working on this one. I have to keep my head so I can keep other werewolves in control now.
You're the chaperone, says Chad.
God damn it.
Werewolf bar mitzvah, spooky, scary. Boys becoming men, men becoming wolves.
I sent I sent Mac a GIF of the Mighty Boosh mod wolves dancing. And I'm like, that's the game tomorrow.
Yep.
I'm the king of the mods.
It's funny because if you watch the behind the scenes on that DVD series, they actually show them like rehearsing the dance and everything.
nice.
They were absolutely blind in those masks.
Oh wow.
So they had exact spacing. They knew what everybody was going to do, and yeah. Anyway.
All right, so you two are heading off. What are you gonna do?
I think for now, until I figure out otherwise, I'm like gonna mess with the tides. Like I found a body of water, and I'm like, woo! Look what I can do with this moon power. So I'm just like messing with the water and letting it like ebb and flow.
We give you a
and,
touch
like,
of animal ability, and you hippie it out like it's going out of style. All right, so
And
It's what came
howling
out.
puns. Jesus.
And the howling is fun, yes.
So you head over to the water line, which actually gets you a little bit closer to the town. You're
Bonus.
You're outside of town now. Do you want to just run in and rampage, or is your intent to go in with more purpose?
I'm gonna find a person who's just like walking alone. I'm just gonna be on the side of the right on the outside of the vision. If they look, dart away. They look, dart away. Make some noise behind them so they turn around, and then boom, like right in front of them.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna find someone who's sleeping.
Yeah.
I'm gonna crawl on top of their bed and just breathe on them quietly until they wake up. And when they scream, I'm just gonna take off.
All right.
Then I'm gonna find a stable. I'm gonna knock off all the locks and then just scare the shit out of the horses. Send them running.
All right. Just to be clear, did you kill the first guy?
No,
Okay,
God,
you
no.
just ran off. All right.
No,
So
yeah.
just
So
toying
Eerie is just fucking with everyone.
So nothing's changed, really.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not
Finds
gonna
a well.
kill people. I very much am for saving human lives.
You're pro-life. Yes. Can I put you on record as having said that you're that?
Absolutely.
Email, you might want to check the donations to make sure that we haven't gotten one. Copy you.
Yeah, because that will make things really interesting tonight.
I think
Chad,
Trollhop
just in
might
case
have
you're
sent
wondering.
something over. Okay, so you're the I'll let you do all those things in the time it takes to get there, even though that takes. You're very fast. So you scare a person in town who runs to like try and get the town guard. You scare a person in bed who does that thing where you're scared in bed and you're like, well, if I sleep more, maybe I'll wake up in a world that's not this. So they just go back to bed. You scare the horses who run off, and so now there are horses running around in town. Meanwhile, like the few townsfolk who are sort of getting out of bed, if they were observant and they're not, would see a much bigger wolf and a much like shadowier wolf like trumpsing into town at full speed. What do the two of you want to do?
I want to find Eerie and I want to like tackle him out of the way. Like, what are you doing?
All right, you can find him by scent.
Oh my god.
Do you have an appropriate skill to make a check to actually search for him?
Death.
Well, he's causing a lot of fear.
Okay,
Well,
yeah.
wait, I also have observation. I
And-
mean,
Alright.
if you want to alpha me into finding him.
Do you want
You
to?
can help me. Maybe we can work together. Or is this what you wanted all along?
A great start you got.
Please toss me around. That's all I've ever wanted.
I feel like you may also be protesting too much and that you can't. You might have a hand of strength and be like, yeah, well, I would do it, but you wanted too much. Do it. No.
Don't make it a thing.
Yeah.
Really, it would just be. No,
And then
I can't.
It was signed
Adaptation-
until chat made it weird.
An adaptation of this scene becomes the next 50 Shades of Grey. All right, so
That would sell.
that is
yeah,
would
that,
totally
that's
sell.
a
That is
true
the-
story.
that is-
There's a niche for that.
I cannot believe that was the terror that Twilight wrought
Right.
was.
Yeah.
And then when you think about that in the context of the Twilight characters, it's like, oh, that's just terrible.
All right, so do you want to search for him out at her request, or
Yes.
do you want? Okay.
Yeah.
So go ahead and make an observation spread to use all of your senses.
All right, so there's 5. Would you argue that this is also a scouting?
Yeah,
So
definitely.
that's 10. Without doing anything above and beyond, I can do 16.
Go for it. All right, you definitely get his scent. You're not actively, you're more interested in causing mayhem than being hidden. So, just after you are getting out of the stables, the two of you manage to catch his trail and arrive like sort of in the open area between the farmhouse and the stables, and there's the strange naked wolf of Eerie.
I didn't think you could get any creepier. What are you doing?
I was gonna turn and bolt.
Maybe we should just let him eat people, or whatever it is he's doing. Maybe we should just let this happen.
Where's Idalia?
Meanwhile, at the top of the hill, like a small army of hollow and undead are starting to form at the graveyard with intent to march down on the city. Meanwhile, Idalia is out at the lakeside, cavorting or like changing the tides. When
Other moon stuff.
when a couple of a romanticizing couple from the town who have been out there at night, who had a romantic interchange and then decided, then slept there under the moon for a little bit, sort of wake up, notice the storm, and go, well, we better go home. And they end up sort of walk up on you unexpectedly, and they're two, they're like, tie untied, clearly post-coitus townsfolk.
Let me see. Okay. So I get really excited because this is terrible. This is terrible. Oh, God.
Welcome to the spoopy episode.
Oh, God. So I'm excited because she's on her cycle, and I'm like, this is great. We're part of this moon cycle. And so I'm like sniffing away at her, and like, and I'm proud of the man for going for it during that time as well. And so I'm just like, so I'm like, commune with me. So, but I can't really express myself very well, but I'm just like trying to positively get her.
A terrifying blue gold wolf is sniffing at them, and they run towards town. What do you want to do about that?
I'll keep going because I'm just like trying to get somebody to like dig this moon with me. Oh, how hippies.
Are you going to chase them, or are you going to stay here by this?
Let's chase, because that's also got me like, I'm fired up. I'm
all
like,
right.
I got all these like, yeah.
Can you give me a grace spread of 10 to catch them up, or do you want to catch them?
I do, because like, where's my pack? Like, I just need somebody to like, join in here. I can do your 10.
All right. Okay, so go ahead and draw up again. You definitely catch them, and I'm going to rule that your animal side comes out, and you've chased a thing and caught it. So now you have to put it in your mouth.
Okay.
Make an attack spread against one or the other, your choice.
Oh. Oh. Okay.
Or you could make a grace spread to reassert your human side and not do this. It's only 7 right now.
We have plenty of time to fuck shit up.
That's true. Let's not like go in all blood and fangs right away. Okay, so
It's like they don't even know you.
See, Varya's Varya. Okay. Don't want to take her shtick. All right, so just 7 I can do, and that's any. Oh, I'm blowing on my grace cards. All right, so 7. I get my teeth around like her thigh, and I'm just like, I start to realize like, wait, this might hurt her. So well,
all right.
You tell me.
Well, you've definitely like. There's going to be a garrison built here after this experience, but you made your spread, so you're able to sort of hold back. But you definitely tackle her and put your teeth around her thigh, which causes her boyfriend to faint, and she is going to punch at your face. So make a defense spread of 5.
All right. You don't understand. Okay. For me, I've got to
deal with this.
I've got to make it grace, which I've blown.
Are you still in Shining Mirror?
I am.
Oh, you're going to kill this guy. Or just take it.
All right. Hopefully I won't take it too hard. I'll just do like, oh wait, that's my, damn. No, okay, I kind of got to take it.
You can either not defend and take the damage, which would only be 1 wound, or you can defend entirely. If you can make 5, then he won't wound you, so Shining Mirror won't go off. But if you allow him to wound you and you're defending, then you will. You automatically do more damage. He only has 1 wound, so.
Okay. Can I do it with a trait, maybe?
Yeah, what do you got?
I got Savior.
yeah.
I'm trying to save you and me, bub.
Okay.
Right.
You okay, I'll let you
let's
you manage to find a way. You like turn the, you turn her in such a way that he strikes you but it glances off and you're fine. Meanwhile back in town, the two of you are doing what?
Have we noticed that there's this approaching dread?
I mean, it's up to you. I think you're probably a little bit too in your own business to like be smelling it on the air, but it's definitely there.
Because I want to get them all back together, so I'm wondering if maybe she's off doing whatever, but she's still Idalia. I don't know about him. If I were to like try and like howl like a location kind of thing to try and draw them to where I'm at least get their attention enough to come to where I'm at.
Okay.
Can I do that?
Yes.
Can I make it maybe a nature spread?
Yes, you can. And you can use both your things.
You have nature spread?
Yeah, I swapped out death for nature at Keith's idea, actually.
Nice.
So that gives me 5, 10. So that gives me 17.
Okay. Do you want to howl here at the table or not?
Do you want me to?
Well, I mean, yeah. Can you in the chat go ahead and type exclamation point loud, no spaces? Hold on. In the chat room there. Oh, it's not wrong keyboard. That one there. And then check for Nightsea's donation once that's gone up. Did you get it? Did it say warning headphones? Okay, go ahead. That was very easy. All right, so all of you need to either make reascertain spreads to avoid this, or you have to go to her.
Well, I was actually going to say that sparked something in Ink that causes him to kind of snap back into reality. So it's not exactly a skill spread, though. It's,
What do you want to do?
well,
2 or 3?
What's that?
Is it 2 or 3 for the research?
You need to do you have any wounds?
Nope.
It's 7.
With a skill spread or a?
It's a skill spread of grace, 7.
I think Idalia is like,
Wait,
she's
I'm-
just trying to commune with everybody,
Right.
so she's like, there she is! And
Okay,
I'm
so
like,
you'll follow her.
I'm like, hiling back.
wait, it says
like
here the
that,
target
but-
number is 7 plus 5 times your current wounds.
Right.
So that would be 42 in my case?
No, current wounds, not
wounds.
health levels, yeah. It's,
Then-
the opposite of that.
Okay. Well, if you guys want to throw in sparks, then we can get the ink we know and love back.
I want to get everybody back. I want to get the band back. Oh, wait, but that's your running up.
I don't think Varya is going to give you any help. Oh, she is. All right.
All right.
All right. That's...
I'm already over this shit.
Do you want to throw in a spark? No? Okay, hold on. Then I'm going to use a redraw.
I love his happy dog.
Bam. There we go.
Okay.
So as the cry echoes through the night, the howl, the wolf the ink wolf shakes his head and he's like, You've got to be kidding me.
Well, how do you think I feel?
Well, what do we do now?
Well, I'm trying to do something right now, and hopefully they come to where we are and stop fucking with everyone like some.
All right, Idalia makes it. Did you make your spread?
Oh yes.
He kind of twists his neck and he feels that kind of tenderness. He's like, did you bite me?
After you attacked me,
I have no memory of that.
I think you're full of it.
All right, so Chan is able to control himself and thus does not respond to your wolf call.
Of course he doesn't.
But Idalia does arrive, and all three of you are there. At this point now, the smell of like freshly turned earth and blood and everything else is very clearly in your nostrils, all of you, which is going to make it. I'm going to go ahead and add 5 to all of your control spreads because on top of the fact this undead army is marching forward, the ensuing sort of smell of like carnage and evil and bones.
God, is this what you deal with all the time?
All the time.
And I'm going to say that pushes Ink back out. But you can see up on the hill now they've formed like a basic sort of like military structure and they're marching down towards town. What does anyone want to do?
Well, he's pacing around nervously behind Varya because she's still the alpha.
Have you shown up?
Yeah, you should.
All right.
Eh?
All right. I don't know what's going on with any of this, but there's shit coming down the hill that we should probably deal with.
Yes, ma'am.
Thanks, Reggie.
All right, so the three of you are sort of on one mind. What are you doing, Eerie?
Chan Wolf.
Well,
Chan Wolf.
I just gotta find more people to fuck with, but that's like.
There are more people. They're all. I mean, like, well, there's also a small like militia being formed in town.
Oh, great. First it's the torches and pitchforks.
But no, like yeah, the smell of zombies and shit. That's like business.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'm gonna start heading towards that.
Okay, I'm gonna say you're gonna head there by another route just to make it more fun. What do the three wolves that are on the same page want to do?
We're gonna have to go running. Let's go do it. We're still phoenixes, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
On the attack.
Okay, so the pack heads towards them. These are a combination of risen dead and hollows. You can put those on the big screen there. Is there nothing on the donations tab? The chat keeps mentioning that Nightseed's made one. Both of them? All right, fair enough.
Although Nightseed, do you want to put it in the
Yeah, if you want to just put
comments?
it in the comments, we'll see it. Maybe it didn't come through. So that's what you're looking at. There's sort of a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. The terrible necrotic energy has sort of animated a number of these things. I'll take those back. And they're sort of marching. They're trying to put things together and march down the hill as best they can. But they're not. They have no leadership or anything. So what does anyone want to do? You're yards out, hundreds of yards out.
Technically, that was the end of that scene. So Dream Shadow gets flipped back over, and then Ink kind of sniffs the air,
actually,
shrugs
that's
his
right.
shoulders, and becomes hidden. And actually, if it is my turn, if I've got the torch, you're saying I have the torch.
Have it.
All right, hold on. I get to
want
drop
it.
a couple more cards.
Okay, so I'll rectify these donations in just a second.
Okay.
All right.
So yes, now that I'm hidden, I'm going to run up to one of the sort of unsuspecting creatures and chomp on it using psychometry.
Okay.
I feel it through my teeth.
Yeah.
All right, you get a sort of collective vision of, or you get like a sort of scattered and on vision of this sort of outgassing energy. Let's put it that way. There was like this here on Moonbow, the veil was thin enough that like all the strain and stress and torture of all of the years worth of problems with the dread and the sort of reemergence of the phoenixes and Varya existing have and Idalia turning entire towns into her footstools has sort of reached a level with that the negative energy sort of burned off or like sort of vented off into this energy, and it's basically like wildly like striking all across the planet. So wherever it hits, it's causing these problems. So these are sort of mindless constructs that are basically like powered by the embodiment of fears and stuff. I see those too. Thank you, email. They're not. They don't have any. They don't want anything. They're not marching towards anything. They're just sort of like reflecting people's fear back on them.
Okay, so I sneak back to Varya and I say, "We don't have to worry about saving these ones.
Do we have to worry about saving the other ones?
It's apples and oranges."
No.
Meanwhile, Idalia, we're triggering I am the alpha now, and you have to.
Yes, okay. Right. Okay.
So you, the current alpha is Varya, and she's clearly dominant. And all of a sudden, you want that to be you.
Huh. All right. I don't even. Wolf and like hideous beauty. Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, what?
Mac seems unfazed.
All right. Varya, we're going after the bones. My bones killed my family. Well, me, but and my town people. So you tell all these bitches, literally, that we're going after the bones first.
I'm a man.
Whatever.
I'm a male.
You're not calling the shots here.
Just do what I said.
I don't think so.
Regulators, let's go.
It was a clear dark night.
So what are either of you going to do about it?
I'm just trying to so I'm trying to go above her head and get the rest of like our team
Okay.
just charge in at like the risen dead, especially because like I've got this agenda against like bone things right now, and I want to just like also tear shit up right now because.
All right.
Yeah,
Now
but
I
she's
know
going to
what your
tear it
powers-
up and possibly be stupid about it because she's not used to whatever this is.
I do what I want. It feels good.
Whatever. I do what
I'm
I
gonna
want.
pounce on her. I want to use my new Feed on Fear card.
Okay.
So when I use this, the target's exposed, and you learn one thing that they're afraid of.
Interesting. All right. Does a wingmate have to put up for that as well?
They either have to burn a spark or they have to tell me something that they're afraid of. I imagine it's just sort of like a reaction, like, oh God, I feel like I suddenly like have word vomit and need to tell someone what I'm afraid of.
All right. That shouldn't be you, Chan, because you're not in that scene. So, Mike, are you you're gonna pay up a spark, or are you gonna tell us, or is
Truth or
Wolf-
dare?
Yeah. Truth or spark. All right.
I'm not
Should
feeling clever enough.
Should I continue attacking her? Or is this enough to get rid of it?
Well, you have to. Does it have to hit for that effect, or just the target?
Draw one card and you use it. Use Feed on Fear and attack spread, and your target is exposed, and you learn one thing they're afraid of.
All right, so that's definitely happening. Do you want to try and push a wound over? She could defend against this at this point because it's only what.
It is. I can hit a lot harder than this.
Well, you don't have to.
I'm just trying to get her to back down
Okay.
for 2 seconds and realize who she is.
So swat her with that. What is the total of that?
So that's actually going to give me. I don't know if it has anything more. I suppose. No, it's just it's the value on the card. It's mostly they make them exposed and they have to reveal something that they're afraid of.
So it's 1 plus 2 plus 3?
So plus actually another 4. So right now it's 5.
Okay.
I could go real crazy with it, but I don't think she
right.
wants that.
So make a defense against 5, and then you are exposed, and you have to tell her a thing you're afraid of.
Okay, well, I'm in Shining Mirror, which is practical for my initial attacks, but it's not great for defense. So I get a defense of 3.
She does hit. She does wound you 1.
Yeah.
With that.
And I guess Idalia's afraid of like inciting some grand jihad with like her when she's in that whole like state of getting her worshippers together.
No,
and
I want you to tell me your fear.
Oh God! All right. I'm afraid that when I start to get all my people together, my worshippers, I'll create some grand jihad that will take over the world.
Well, if you don't want that, follow my lead, and let's take care of this problem, and then we'll figure the rest of this out.
You still weirdly take a wound from her defense because of her Shining Mirror style, but that's fine.
Can I take it to flip my
Yes, you
Grimclaw?
can. Go ahead. All right. So meanwhile, Chan, while you were being all mischievous, maybe you go a little bit too far, and they have paid for some wolf pup action. So you are like running out in the middle of the woods and become a wolf pup.
Tail. Romp.
All right. As that continues, what is the now that you've reasserted your dominance? What are you going to do? What are they going to do? What is everyone going to do? And
We
you
have
told-
to take them down.
Can we please go after the bones first, though? Still, I mean, please.
Yes, you may, all right?
All I need, and Ink Wolf goes tearing off towards one of the bones and goes for a femur and just starts pulling.
Yeah.
All right, make your
God,
attack.
is that what I look like?
And as soon as he does that, he becomes unhidden, but that's 14.
All right. 14, let's see, that's a Risen Dead, I'm assuming. So that will definitely get through, and they have 3. So that is 9, 1, 2, 3. So that almost kills it entirely, and you pull its bone free. Let me grab a piece of paper here and give you some environmental conditions.
Ooh la la.
I brought the weapon rack.
It's definitely a weapon rack, because why not?
Just in the middle of the field.
Yeah, it's just with your name on it.
It's next to the hay.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to Varya.
Let's see here. There's
Toasty.
yeah, it's hot in here today.
Warmer than it normally is, it feels like.
It's the ears. You're not venting properly.
Maybe. And you are wearing...
Full polyester,
gonna
baby.
say,
Remember, you don't sweat anymore, so you have to go.
Oh, that's so much better. Thank you. Oh my God. God, you have so much to teach us, Varya. Thank you.
Hopefully for not much longer, because I can't handle this. I will burn out a few more times and just be done.
While we're doing
Let's
it,
see here.
show us the way.
Sword tools.
Loving it.
What have we wrought?
Okay.
What have you wrought?
Oh, so it's my fault now.
I didn't sign up to be a wolf.
Well, that makes 2 of us.
All right. There's your environmental objects. Anyone wants to use
What?
any of
What?
those?
No, I want somebody to work in a swear wolf joke at some point, damn it.
All right.
Well, you can do that later, because I curse them.
All right. Well, no. We're not swear wolves. We're
Werewolves,
werewolves.
not swearwolves.
Right.
Except for on transformation nights. Get yourself chained to a tree, you dickhead.
All
right.
Murray.
So, who wants the torch next? You've done some significant damage there.
I just went, so you're grabbing
okay.
for it.
Hello,
Go.
logs.
Ah.
Okay. Grab
Logs
some
make
logs.
good bats.
They're big, they're heavy, they're
Can
wood.
someone
Yeah, cross that
Better
off.
than
Fran.
bad.
They're good.
logs?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I've been
I
thinking
mean,
about
you can cross off all of those things for me if you
Oh,
like.
well,
I will
sure.
find a way to use them all.
Leave a little. for
Really,
some-
what are trees but upright logs?
Great philosophical Eerie.
Still got it.
Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and start with Power from Pain.
Okay.
Lets me add my current wounds. So let's see. That gives me 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then another 3, 14, 18, 22.
22. Okay. That is easily carving through one or more of the hollows. That hollow is going to last gasp you, which is a strength 12 attack.
I'll put down what I can to defend against it, but it's not much. But I am going to go ahead and burn 2 sparks to give it a burning condition.
All right. Fearer.
Yes, I'm going to fear it
Okay.
for touching me.
Okay. So that's 5.
Yeah.
So that's 6. It's still 2 wounds.
All right.
So 2 wounds from that. It sort of explodes as you pull it apart in like green necromantic energy.
Ooh, brutal damage now.
Who else wants it? All right, go for it. All right, what does Pup Eerie Pup do?
He's gonna run up and grab one of the bones from one of the exploding dead, and then run it back and drop it at your feet.
So you can draw a card. I'll give you both a draw from that. He hands you the draw by
So yeah, Ink just
All right.
tosses it away.
Run after it and grab
course.
it and bring it back.
Okay, great. What does Idalia want to do?
So, Not much apparently, but I've got a pretty big bone vendetta. So, and I'm like loving this like new power. I'm like, Varya, I get it now. I get it. So I kind of like go at them, and I'm just like tearing into like anything that looks like a bone if I see it under whatever little flesh is lingering.
Okay.
So I've got killer instincts, which I'm like really using to kind of.
Yeah. This is
Get
the first
out
time you've used it offensively.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Is it?
Yeah.
Jesus.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And I've only got I've got 3 grace that I can do for attacks, but I mostly have intellect. So I'm going to turn 1 intellect to grace, and so that's 9 on top of that to just like tear into them, just like with
All right.
wild
You could
abandon.
finish off one of the hollow that, one of the risen dead that he had dealt with, or you can severely wound another.
I'm a team player. I'll like finish off this
All
guy.
right.
Yeah.
The
All right,
hack
great.
tactics are working.
All right, sounds good. You definitely take that one down and tear it to shreds and sort of get all the awful on your face, which is great. All right, so it's going to be, they both have, okay, so actually it's an attack of 9 against you and an attack of 12 against you.
Oh shoot! Can I draw back yet?
Yeah,
After-
'cause your turn
okay,
ended, yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Go ahead.
9 to me.
You are not engaging them currently as you are playing with bones.
9.
Yeah.
I can do 5,
Let's see here.
and my endurance is 3 for what it's worth.
That's 1 wound.
Okay.
I have 3.
All right, so that is 2 wounds.
Okay, can I go ahead and give you redraws to make those go away?
Yeah, you're just gonna forcibly regenerate. You're gonna soak them, as they say in Werewolf the Masquerade.
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
How many was it at me?
It's a 12. What's one of the risen?
Thanks,
it's
chat,
one of the
for
hollows.
redraws from
Okay.
last week when you had me try and murder everyone else.
Yes. Their attempts to make you kill your party mates has backfired at keeping you alive.
Sidebar real
Okay.
quick. We should all play in the copious amounts of free time that we all have is the Werewolf Wild West game that they did.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
Familiar with that? Yeah. Because they did like a Dark Ages vampire game, and they did Werewolf the Wild West, which they also did crossover with Deadlands with. But yeah, it's werewolves in the Wild West.
I want to
Nice.
go to there.
Yeah, I thought you might.
Just a little bit.
Just a
Wow,
little
wow,
bit.
woo.
Oh.
Woof.
We gotta
Wild
get you all
woof.
back to normal because I can't handle the puns.
All right. Shit. So this
Where would you like me to go?
he said where?
Where?
I would tell
Where?
you,
Because
but
You flipped your talon.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I get
no,
one.
I'll tell you.
We're all in this together.
She
Oh.
doesn't want to give you the information because she's not a werewolf.
Why?
I'm a werewolf.
Wow, wow, woof.
I wish I was less a werewolf.
I'm loving it.
Now you're a werewolf.
All right. So I get one defense
Yeah, only if you
card.
pronounce it
So
Bear.
weird.
Bear.
with Thought Coil, that gets me 5 defense, and that's
5 total.
about what I can do. Yeah.
All right. That's
But they do get brutal damage for each wound
Right.
I'm about to take.
2 of them, and
right.
so you're going to basically almost carve through another one of the hollows. So there's one hollow with 1 wound left on it and 2 full up risen dead left. Who wants to go next?
I'll go.
Okay.
I'm going to go for one of the risen dead. I'm not hidden, so that is 4 + 2 from Dream Shadow. And then I'm using this as intellect, which is the first time I'm using it. It's Heart of Fire, so that has a value of 6.
Okay.
So that's 11, 13, 15.
Nice. All right, this is one of the risen dead. 15. Does Heart of Fire have any other effects?
Nope.
Okay.
It's just got a fancy name.
All right, you almost take another one down. Who's next? Yeah.
All right. I'm going to forgo even the farm tools and the trees, and I'm just going to leap on and tear at this point.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and use Ruthless.
Right.
And I'm also going to use crude but effective.
Are you?
So many cards.
And I've never noticed on this card that he's actually like blocking one of those meteorites. He's just all.
Yep.
Ah.
So that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 22, 26.
Okay. Is that a Risen Dead or a Hollow? Say Risen Dead.
Risen Dead.
You killed the Risen Dead. Just Hollow hit you back. Okay, great. Chan, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna go over to the farm tools, and I'm just gonna plow into it, just send them all scattering around, and then just go bouncing after one after the other, just chase them, fling them up in the air, and roll over them, fling them up in the air.
Well, at least he's not harassing townspeople.
All right, you can draw a card from that. Just continue piling
He
up
is
cards in
bugging
your
the
hand.
shit out of me.
Idalia, you're left.
So I, in the middle of all of this, especially like after my cavorting in the water, I realize I really gotta pee. So I go to a tree and I find out what's left of Idalia is her fire piss, apparently. So this.
I could not have predicted this interpretation on Tara's part. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that, chat. If I always think of myself as the guy who has like the envelopes of predictions in my pocket, and not today. Go for it.
I'm trying to use what I got. All right. So.
Which is apparently a bladder full of
Fire
You
bladder.
should probably have that looked at.
It's all the cavorting. All right.
Isn't that thing in Little Nicky? The
Yeah.
dog like shot a rocket from its penis or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
See, there's a precedent.
Little Nicky is terrible.
Yeah.
So I piss on this tree and it catches fire. So I like start to round up as a sheepdog, perhaps. I don't know. All of the risen dead that I can over into my fire, and I continue to piss on them. What fire I can.
All right.
Oh, that's a draw.
Make a spread.
So Pyromancer makes for a group attack when I burn a spark.
Okay.
Makes that an 8, adds an 8 to my attack, plus I get 3 attacks. That's 7, so 15, which is pretty good for Idalia. So
Yeah. All right. You do 15 to everything left, which definitely kills the next two as you basically force them all into a flaming urine-soaked tree.
Is your fear is that you would wage a holy jihad?
Oh no. Terrifying.
Literally terrifying.
terrifying.
You
You've
managed
just
to
been
There's your name.
terrified.
There's your Halloween name. There's your spoopy name. You are terrifying.
All right, you've sort of ended this wave, so you can go ahead and go out of combat. But there's definitely more sort of like respawning up on the graveyard. It looks like there's a pretty deep well from which the dead can draw from. However, because we are the show with the smallest bladder, and in keeping with that, I'm gonna run. Someone has to fill the
Here,
air with
you
plugs.
go and I'll talk, and then
Plug.
when you come back, I'll
Alright.
talk.
Plug it up.
I'm going.
Okay.
I should. Well, if this is the time, this is the
Yeah.
time. So, all right.
Chan,
I
hang
mean,
on.
not drink that thing. And,
All right, we'll be right back.
all right.
So it's just you and me, chat. And I'm going to take this time to tell you one of my favorite scary stories from when I was growing up. Now, this is very common in the southwest and the northern part of Mexico, but it's a story called La Llorona, which some of you might know, the Wailing Woman. And it's kind of like Medea, not the Tyler Perry Medea, but like the Greek myth Medea, where this beautiful woman fell in love with this man, and she'd had children with the man, and they were happy together for many, many years. And then one day, the man found a new love of his life. And the way it was originally told to me is like literally he drove by their house one day in a carriage like, "Get in, kids! Fuck you, lady!" With less cursing because I was a little kid. But I believe he was like, "I'm coming back for my children later and I have no more to do with you. Goodbye, my love." So what she did is she took her kids down to the river and she threw them in. Now I'm from New Mexico, so people who grew up in New Mexico and Texas were told that she threw them into the Rio Grande River. Realizing what she had done, she jumped in after them and she hit her head on a rock and she died. Now, many years later, there was a child who, of course, every school child in New Mexico assumed was them. who was out playing by the river after dark, and their parents were like, don't stay out too late because La Llorona will come and snatch you away. And the kid's like, yeah, whatever, Mom. I'm a kid. I'm invincible, so I'm going to play. And the kid's playing by the river after dark. And after a while, they hear this very faint crying. And, you know, being a decent human being, they go towards the direction of the crying, and they see this beautiful woman hunched over by the bank, crying, saying, mis hijos, ¿dónde están mis hijos? Where are my children? Where are my children? And the kid goes over to them, to the woman, and puts his or her hand on her shoulder, and she turns around, and it's this face of this emaciated, drowned corpse who screams in this otherworldly way, you know, ¿Dónde están mis hijos? And my Spanish is terrible, so I apologize. And
Well, I mean, she was drowned, so
Sure.
it probably came out weird,
Exactly.
like, maybe with an American accent.
Exactly.
Like you
She
do.
sounded just like me. But
Which
she,
would be terrifying.
she grabs the child, and her fingers are icy, icy cold. And the child manages to break free from her grasp and runs home, and they're freaking out, and her parents, his or her parents, figure out what's going on. They're like, okay, well, you're home safe. And the next day, they look at the child's shirt, and there are these bloody handprints on the child's shirt that won't come out no matter how many times it's washed.
Have they tried shouting it out?
Well, this was colonial New Mexico, so I'm going to say no.
Okay.
No,
that's
literally
fair.
shouting at it, get out! No?
So remember, don't play
I
by
don't
the
know
river
what's
after
happening. I
dark
just
because
really
La
wanted to
Llorona will get you. Also, when I was growing up, they used that as like sort of the scare tactic for this ad campaign to keep kids away from the ditches that were used to funnel like rainwater.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because if you were like skateboarding and there was a flash flood, you'd be fucking killed. So
Yeah.
they were like, yeah, stay away from the ditch witch.
In Bakersfield.
Oh, but what if there's a clown with balloons down there? They
Oh, yeah,
float.
we all float.
That's I don't recall. Yeah, in Bakersfield, there are definitely a lot of people who like went swimming in the Kern River and died just because it's a river. And there were a lot of commercials, but I feel like that's a much better way of doing it. To just have like a
Oh,
tail.
I can't. I don't have
Yeah,
any teeth.
just
in
like
it.
one
I feel
big
naked.
boogeyman.
Yeah.
I go. Oh,
There you go,
Seems like
Chad.
that'd be
That's my
impressive.
scary story
PSA.
for Halloween.
I feel so weird about my teeth in tonight.
I'll have to watch that later.
I don't know what's happening. I traded them in for Creepy Eye.
Candy.
There has to be a costume in your future that is both. that-
Probably on Monday. Because I've been at my new job for a little over a month. So I was debating how many stops I wanted to pull out for Halloween on Monday. I'm pretty sure these contacts and the fangs will be a thing.
Nice.
Because I can't help but fuck with people even if I've only known them for a month.
Well, that's not that bad. Like fangs and contacts, or are you going to do something
Yeah.
more?
Oh,
with it?
and it's still a lot. Like, I'll have a full costume and wig and the whole nine, and makeup. I don't know what yet. Like, I always just kind of wing it.
Well, you know, it's Halloween in LA. People are expected to be a little bit over the top.
Yeah. I don't know if the office is ready for it, though.
We'll find
To
out.
know you.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Getting to know you,
exactly.
getting to be really fucking scared.
I haven't been. I guess there were costumes in my last like real like go to an office job, but being a contractor, I haven't done a lot of that.
Same here. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not, there's no costumes for you at your job right now.
I like go into the office like so rarely that, but I think they kind of do. But I don't know. There's been a lot of like people have sort of lost the spirit at that job.
Oh,
The spirits
wow.
have been a bit broken.
Boo.
Not me, because I don't have to deal with that bullshit. But yeah, I don't know if they do that now. I'll have to ask.
Okay,
You think
so
Disney?
with the exception of Chan, who has been nothing but adorable
Damn right.
from Bark One,
Yeah, you paid for that flare. You're getting your money's worth.
you all have blood on your claws and blood on your teeth and scattered bones, and a few of the risen dead managed to like sort of maneuver around you in some capacity, and so there has been some fights sort of in the edge of town. So there are some humans down as well. So as much as you seem to be getting sort of you have made strong inroads into successfully holding back these attacks from the graveyard, it is also getting increasingly difficult for any of you to sort of contain yourselves. And so as much as you feel good about saving these people, a lot of them have like cuts and bruises, and it just feels, bathing your snout in their blood would also be good. 6 of one, half a dozen of another, really. So while the bones reassert themselves, I'm going to say, if you guys want to stay, sort of keep it together, you need to make another reassertion spread if you got it.
We're just
don't.
talking them, yeah?
What's that? Yeah, you're fine.
Okay, cool.
Unless
Unless you, chat, want to do something about that.
I'm too short of making that spread, so it's
right,
going to be
so-
Ink Wolf for the foreseeable future.
Oh.
Lord.
Plus 5 times current wounds. Oh,
Yeah, I think you're both gonna eat some townspeople. This is the world you're in.
It is what it is. All
Um,
right.
Chan, you are.
I'm not and I don't know that I can stop them at this point.
Uh-oh.
So. Oh, Lord. Well. Bye-bye, townsfolk.
There's a lot of them.
Talk about a one-night werewolf, am I right? Hey! Yeah.
Puppy form?
You can break out of that by now. It's up to you if you're enjoying it. Goof around, man. Why not? America loves it. Puppy Chan is the new David S. Pumpkins. All right, so both of you head off to town to terrorize the townsfolk. Mac, are you going to try and stop them or just let them go? You're still the alpha, so remember you can also sort of like force them not to by.
Yeah. Well, I'm wondering, because this seems like a really stupid thing to try and stop them at this point, even though I am much bigger and badder. If I mightn't be able to use my Death Wish card to get in front of them, because I feel like getting in front of 2 very unexperienced werewolves is probably about as close to a Death Wish as I'm going to come.
Well,
I agree with that.
I think you also know enough about like sort of wolf brain to know that if you like get in front of them and like show weakness in the right way, like you can make yourself a target. So if
Yeah.
you burn that card, I'll let you get in the way of them and force it into conflict between the 3 of you. Burnt. All right.
I should probably go ahead and heal a couple of these wounds here, even
Yeah,
though
maybe.
I deal brutal damage right now, and I don't think either of you wants that.
No. All right. So you heal up a little bit. You use your spark to sort of force your bones back into alignment as necessary.
You can use sparks to take those off this session.
But I want to use these for my attack.
Gotcha.
So.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So you managed to get out in front of them, and she has successfully made herself your target. What do you want to do? Does anyone want any more of this candy corn, or I'm totally gonna eat it all?
Eat it.
Yeah,
Eat it
go
all.
for it.
Candy corn. Gotta
Gaurav
love
brought
it
it
somehow.
last night, and
I love
we
candy
did what we
corn.
could.
It's gross
But
and beautiful.
Yeah. It doesn't taste good. It just is food.
it's my
Oh, that's being very kind.
it's the candy
leave
that
it.
I hate. Fuck. I'll be
Yeah.
honest.
Email, do you want any? Want to hate fuck any candy corn?
The great pumpkin.
Fuck Kill Mary.
Oh,
So
chat.
no. That's a no on that.
All right.
Can you grab me one of the wolf pups?
Then we're actually out.
No.
Oh no, there's
Here's
one.
your
Yeah,
you can
no,
have 'em.
Oh,
And actually, while you're there, would you grab me a PBR? I'm sorry.
yes.
Yeah,
If
what,
you want,
what
we
else
can-
is in there?
I will
In
test
season
your
2
PBR. All
In
right.
season 2, I'll change places so I can be closer to the fridge.
Yeah, what else is in there?
There's a tall boy Modelo, and there's some mystery bottles.
I want a
yeah.
mystery bottle.
There's some Bushmills over here. I'm also partaking of that.
Have you been?
That's a little like.
Oh wait, there's cups.
Yeah,
Yes, that is the thing that I wish to have in my face now.
I helped. All right. I like to throw a little dash of water to open her up, but if you want it just.
Just pour it straight.
All of a
Alright.
sudden,
Fucking
Tara's
open it.
coming at it with like the whiskey.
Beautiful, thank you.
I'm the barkeep.
Trust me, I need it right
All
now.
right. Well, up. It's here if you need more, but I'm just gonna.
Thank you.
All right.
It's our
Is this the
crazy
start of the
ass
combat? Would you say?
werewolf. Oh,
Okay.
Jesus.
I pull up like a little bar towel.
Okay. So I'm not hidden,
Okay.
but I do get
Is-
2 for Dream Shadow.
Right.
I'll use one of those as intellect.
You got a lot of cards.
I know.
Jeez.
It's not much, but he's gonna jump and try Nipper for 9 total.
Okay. Make a defense spread for 9.
Yes, yes.
I'm gonna use horrific vision,
Okay.
and that's so I can do 5, and also he's exposed because I'm terrifying.
Oh.
Okay.
Right.
So I nip her land and I pee just a little bit.
Wow.
Hey.
Okay.
I'm still gonna call that 1 wound.
All right.
Idalia, do you want to get in on her?
I'm gonna jump into the fray. Let's see.
Oh, I'm not gonna be able to defend because I can't draw back.
So I've got intuitive, which is like me knowing exactly where to strike on her.
Actually, you know what? Hell, if this is a very special episode of Phoenix Dawn Command,
It is.
you can see where I nipped her before, so there's +3 for you.
All right.
Hey. All right. And does that,
I don't like this revenge thing.
It's not revenge! It is so not revenge.
All right. And right now I'm passing pain. I'm not going to give her a wound right now. I'm just sort of like testing it out and going at her. So I can't turn grace to intellect, can I?
Nope.
Nards. Okay. Can I draw?
Wolfman's got
I
nards.
can draw a card. All right.
Inkwolf too, so
Eh.
beware.
All right.
I feel like maybe something happened to Ink when he was mortal, and that's not so much of an issue anymore.
Ink is a eunuch.
He wasn't always
They
a
took over
eunuch.
China.
Yeah.
I ain't got a lot for this. So let me see. So at least I got my intuitive, so I know where I'm going. I'm just not going too hard. So that's a 3. Yeah.
3.
Yeah.
Defend against 3.
No, because 5,
Oh,
8,
sorry, thank
11.
you. That's
11, because I gave you my +3 as well.
That's a better
Okay.
number.
I couldn't draw back
All right.
up. So
Oh yeah. So you can't.
No.
All right. Do you want to soak some of this, or are you going to take the? Because it would
How
be.
much is it?
Well, it is. It's 5 wounds, so yeah, you probably should soak a few of them.
Oh,
Probably.
sorry.
It's
Are
good.
you really?
A little bit.
One of those and sure, 2
Okay.
of those.
So they both pile on you. Eerie, you are you.
Thanks a
you
lot,
I'm gonna
guys.
make you go next.
I want bones. Get on my way.
I'm gonna grab one of the hollow heads and bring it over there, and then just start like.
I do get to draw back up now.
Are you? Are you playing with that near them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it's a PAX plan. That's
I'm
what we're
gonna
doing,
go.
right?
I'm gonna go over and sniff it. Yeah. Well, no, because we're still engaged.
I don't. Well, I'll if Varya turns her attention to it, I'd say the 2 of you would as well. But
Sure.
Yeah.
are you gonna
Stop
take
and just-
Eerie's suggestion of play or beat the 2 of them up?
You know what? Considering how they're reacting right now, I think play is the better option to get them to stand down, and I fucking hate it. Look! Bones!
All right.
Oh.
So you guys play with the skull ball in what is the cutest scene that we've ever
Play
done.
thou.
I'm gonna
Play
let them play, and I'm just be like,
Meanwhile,
side.
you start to detect that there might be some sort of like organizing force behind the various sort of assembled dead up on the hillside, and you think that maybe now it's finally marching on the city.
oh, you guys, you really like the bones here, right? Are we we're having a good time, right? Woo! Guess what? There's more coming right over the hill.
I want to point out to chat that all I can see is Mac's like full black eye, so it makes everything she's saying have a weird tinge of like terrible sinisterness to it.
That's funny because I can see her other eye, but I can't see her other eye.
It's a little distracting.
Yeah, it is. It definitely takes an evil bent to the whole. It's just, hey, everybody, you can join those bones, and like the next thing she's gonna say is those are your bones, something terrible like that. All right, so you managed to get the entire pack moving. Do you want to follow them if they're playing up? All right, so you guys all head up, and basically, like the field of bones is out in front of you. So I'm not gonna keep track of wounds here. There's lots of them. And interspersed amongst them, almost imperceptibly, are hollow. So every now and again, something that you attack might explode on you and damage you, but you can't really be sure.
You want to play a game? You want to play a game? All right, I'm going to go head on. So they think it's just me. And then the rest of you swoop around the sides and get them.
Yeah.
Sounds like fun, right?
Fucking A.
Right? Ooh! Fucking hate this. Let's do this.
And this
Rock
is-
and roll.
This is forever known as Varya Pack Tactics. Oh no, wait, Wolf Pack Tactics. All right, so. All right.
Hey, Whiskey, what's up?
Oh yes, I'm gonna touch up. Okay.
Okay,
I've got
so.
a bullet rye in my car. Just saying.
Do you?
Yes.
All right,
But
so.
it's not here right now, is it?
No. It's
No.
You have failed me, because that is one of my favorite liquids on the planet.
Well, perhaps next time.
I'll bring some.
I'm gonna get some too.
Okay, I'll leave it here to remind me.
All right, so you who wants the torch? Varya has to take the torch because you're the
I'm
first.
peeing a little bit right now, just so you know.
Not in game.
Not as hard.
All right.
How much is left? Just out of curiosity.
Huh? There's also.
Bushmills is left.
Oh,
Bushmills.
All right.
it's done. That's why I
Oh,
put it here
good. No,
to
good.
chip in.
Good.
But there's
No.
no rum. Okay, not rum.
All right, so especially since I'm fueled on by having them around me, I'm going to start out with superhuman reflexes.
Okay, great.
Because that's good. I think that lets me draw a card too. Sorry, I'm having trouble seeing with this. Son of a bitch. I'm also, for comedy value, I'm going to, whatever my target is, I'm going to use Feed on Fear so they get to tell me what they're afraid of, and somebody else in the group also gets to tell me what they're afraid of. Or
Okay.
burn a spark.
All right, any of you can burn the spark to that or volunteer a fear to that.
Or do I get to pick?
I don't know. I think it's anyone, but yes, you can. I'll let you point one out.
Aha!
Vacuum cleaner.
Worth it.
Wow.
All right.
Worth it. I do brutal damage right now. Okay, now I have to add all the numbers. There's a lot. So that gives me 2. Well, whoever I'm attacking also gets to tell me what they're afraid of, although I feel they will tell me as they're dying.
Yeah.
So that gives me 2, 6, 9, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 23, and it's all brutal damage.
Okay, so I'll say you carve through a bunch of them. Thankfully, there are no hollows amongst them, and you basically you take it, you jump into the swath and sort of, slash everything you can see. You realize that by sort of forcing them to share their fears with you, they're powered by the fear of everyone. Like these creatures are the energy that powers them and is currently transforming you is the collective fears of the entire globe in these troubled times. So it's actually sort of more than you wanted, and it will sort of haunt you a little bit for a while, because that's what it feels like to feel the fear of everybody, briefly, even a fear-powered creature like yourself. But you definitely destroy a huge swath of them.
Never walking away from this one.
Who wants it next?
Go for it.
Okay, I'll take it because
Remember, we're attacking from the sides. Come on.
I rediscovered a new card, which makes it be a lot more effective. So I'm going to do that while I remember it exists. So I mean, nothing fancy. I just come on and I'm doing the wolf thing and just filling that out, and I just kind of go full on, just like teeth and claws. But I've got a.
Just feel it like it's some groove.
Yeah.
Man, yeah.
Varya's just fuck you.
And let me see. Let me see. I've got mysterious, because I'm like doing my sort of floaty wolf thing too, and I'm just sort of like whoosh, going into them. Well, it's the hovering, and gliding through.
Kill that stuff on the top. I've already seen it.
Because why not? So I've got +5 for a group enemy attack. That lets me draw, thank God, because I get 2 intellect attacks. So that's 8, 9, 10, 13. That's 13, and I'm gonna burn 3 sparks to send my wounds onto them.
Nice.
Look at you.
So, and that's each wound inflicts 3 brutal damage.
Wow. Okay.
So count that.
So, what was the total that you just hit there?
Let me see, 8, 9, 10, 12. Oh no, 13.
13 plus 9 brutal damage.
Yeah.
Okay. So you, as you're sort of, you're diving in and you're carving them up, and you're feeling what their strange cold blood in your mouth, and it's all good. And then like one of the like bones out in front of you like sort of turns away to sort of get out of the way, and just like golden energy comes out from your like entire body and grabs it, and it sort of skittles back into your mouth again, and you realize that like as you're attacking, they're all being dragged closer and closer to you because Nightseed has bought you Gravity Wolf. Also 3 redraws for the table, which you might need to heal up.
Nightseed,
and
I wanna
the
kiss you
Shadow
on the
Wolf comes out.
Yes!
So you can like feel it like re-exerting itself after being sort of drawn into the flame, and then the one wolf pack as well. So yeah.
Or should I say? That's what I said.
Yes, but it is like, well, can we all howl for 1 second?
Yeah, we're trying.
One. But it's just from him, so all of you guys are benefiting that, because basically it's like, I like the idea that like sort of like is additive. So like you run forward to like one tree, Mike, and then but you're back where you started, and then those two like run forward to 2 more trees, and you're back where you started until eventually there's just a whole field of these shadow wolves sort of running up. All right, so and of course you have those redraws. Don't be afraid to use them to heal even.
Yeah.
All right, who wants it next? All right.
So this army of shadow wolves is going to disappear as suddenly as it appeared. So that's +4 on my attack. I'm using this guy as an intellect card. So that is 8 right there. Because I'm hidden, I can use another card. Unfortunately, I don't have another intelligence card. But if I could entreat you all to spend a spark.
Okay.
That's 9, 13, 17.
You're the heart of the wing.
17. 17's the best I can do, but
Only
that's
because
against...
we're doing the Wolfpack thing. 'Cause I had to use a lot of sparks because you motherfuckers.
I know.
What?
This is the most sparks I've probably used in a game.
Really?
I hardly
That's-
ever use sparks.
That's 17 against the horde.
Okay.
So yeah.
So essentially, where there was an army in front of you, all of a sudden, like one by one, people are being tackled by shadow wolves, and they sort of clear out the way. However, amongst them is we'll say 2 or 3 hollow. So just make one defense spread of 12.
Okay,
as at
I
least
just drew back up.
That's
to-
fine, because
okay.
your turn would have ended.
Bam, 12, because untouchable is 5.
Nice.
Yep, you're fine. So you managed to dodge away from the explosions as they're happening. So you've cleared an easy path for yourself up the hill to the graveyard. But as you can see, like in the, think of this sort of Evil Dead style. Like in the graveyard, they're like erecting structures out of like sticks tied together and logs and stuff, and like siege engines are being
is there
built.
angry duding?
Yeah. Angry duding. That's the best.
So good.
It's just
So good.
somebody out there is a winner. And
I always worry when Sax talks like that.
no, it's good.
When the GM smiles, it's too late.
So, but they are building sort of like basic siege mechanics up there, and like sort of setting up to like make a concerted effort against the town. Who hasn't gone yet? You haven't gone yet. What do you want to do?
Yeah, fuck it. I'll start taking motherfuckers out. Fuck it, dude.
All right.
Fun.
The wolf pup is in.
Fun.
Imagine you're just getting them like chew toys though and just shaking them a lot.
Yep.
Basically.
A little boy is all grown up.
Aw.
Got an 8 there.
Oh, you're doing
Or
multi-spread?
that one's 7, yeah. 8 here. 8 here. What else are we gonna
Damn it.
do?
Sorry, I got this math.
It happens. It happens when this.
Like what?
Yeah.
Oh, is that part of it? Oh,
Oh,
now
why
I
not?
really understand.
Please.
Okay, yeah.
For 4 separate attacks.
Okay.
Jeebus.
We'll get you a collar when we're back to
Okay,
fire.
cool. I love my blood.
You basically, you're tackling them left and right. So now you have like there's a distance between you and the sort of top of the hill there. But once you get up there, it's going to be much more pitched fighting, and the sort of heat of battle has managed to get you into sort of a nice dull boil of your wolfiness. What does anyone want to do?
I'm going to watch whatever the fuck's about to happen. Oh, you guys.
Unfortunately, there's not much I can do because after that defense spread, I don't really have anything. So.
Okay. Well, Marge
No, there's only so much I can do with you. Also, I got hit a lot.
So who's up?
You know, they're fighting off stuff, and I can tell. I'm going to go ahead and at least heal one of these ones.
Okay.
Because I feel a kind of storm are brewing here.
Actually, do you want me to take some of your... I can take some of those
I
Varya.
would love that, except that I'm worried that you're just going to try and bite me.
No, I wouldn't do that. Why would you think that?
You're down to 0 wounds. You're in much more control.
Yeah, I'm cool. How many you want?
2 would be nice.
Let's do it.
All right.
Wait, do I have to bring one per?
'Cause
one?
I'll get back up
I
to
get one
brutal
for how
very
many
soon.
ever. Okay. All right.
Also, I'm going to give you all a spark back for great role play today. So far, there we go.
Oh.
Um,
All right. Two.
all right. So
It does take my brutal damage away, but it also keeps me from dying if you guys attack me, so I have a feeling these wounds are coming back.
There's too many of them to attack you for now.
I'm not worried about them, Ink.
once you get to the sort of, are you going to head up the hill or are you going to stay down here? I feel like Varya might be bucking for one last squabble to make sure that she's clearly the alpha before you head upstairs.
Well, I want to make sure that once we head upstairs,
Yeah.
that it's not going to be me fighting them while the bones are after us.
That's true. Although it's
Because last time I
distinctly
tricked them
possible
into...
chat will make that happen
I
no
tricked
matter
them
what
into
you
play. Well, chat could do that, but they could also make me really fucked up at this point,
Yeah.
too, so...
You still have the Shadow Wolf up, so you might
Yeah.
as well head up while you still have
Yeah.
your flares.
All right. Remember what we did last time? Again.
All right.
All right, so
Right on.
Knock it off!
the world's most bitchy wolf pack. It's the world's cattiest wolf pack.
Coming on E this spring.
Yep.
Bitchy's appropriate, the word.
Preteen wolf. All right, so it's that
No,
shows.
just Eerie.
I can't believe there was sorry, it's a tangent briefly. I cannot believe that there on Teen Wolf there was one of the alphas of their pack was 2 twins who became one wolf.
Oh, I can believe it, because I have watched about 5 seasons of that fucking show because I hate myself.
I just can't believe that like you could say that in the writer's room and not like catch a clipboard to the face. Someone's like, what if the twins become one wolf? And someone's like, but they're separate people who are walking around separately. No, when they need to become a werewolf, they go over and like hug each other and then it happens. And then that person is fired forever.
It's a metaphor. I'll explain it to you after the game.
I get it. I'm just not smart enough to understand it. Okay.
No, it's fucking terrible. That show is terrible. I love it. It's like, I'm an alpha, now my eyes are red instead of yellow. Like, and then one of them, I shit you not, his eyes are blue, and it's because he's sad.
Wow.
Wow.
There's a whole storyline to it, but it boils down to he's sad.
I'm going to pass on that.
Well, it got
Is there an
canceled.
envious wolf? With the green eyes?
No green eyes have shown up as of yet, except for other creepy crawlies that are not werewolves, which are also bullshit.
It's one of those things where this kid becomes a werewolf, and then minutes later, every other person ever is a monster, and you're like, wow.
But
How
they
did you
keep
not
piling
notice
up-
that until you became a
They
werewolf?
keep piling up bodies, and people keep going to the school. People be like, fuck it, I'm out of this town. But people stay there.
You know, because they've got money invested in those properties.
No.
Yeah.
Just
No,
turn and leave
it's
those.
it's
yeah.
no.
And it's sort of like
no.
Twilight style town, right? It's just like it's got like, you know, like 90-foot trees and constant fog and like
Look, the first season is fun. It's
Okay.
not good, but it's fun. Second season, like, they at least tried to have fun with it. Second season, they're like, what if we did what we did in first season, but made it like 60% more emo? And then every season after that, they've added 60% because they don't understand math. So now in like
180% emo?
like way more than that, because I think they're like 6 seasons in now.
Jesus, really?
They looped. They literally looped because they had Scott and he's like, blah, blah, I'm sad. I got bitten by a werewolf, blah. I figured out how to control myself. And they're like, well, now he's really powerful. So what if we had like another kid that got bitten is basically like Scott 2.0? And he's like, oh God, I don't know. I'm a werewolf now. My friend and I are like confused trying to figure things out. I was just like, You actually literally looped.
I just love how the first few episodes of that show were like, here's our premise. It's what it's like to be a werewolf in high school as told through lacrosse. And
Yeah, because they're like, basketball, that's for losers.
yeah.
We don't want to be exactly the movie.
Okay.
Lacrosse, right?
My producer has asked me to stop talking about Teen Wolf. All right, so he's right. He's right to make that choice. All right, so so you're heading up over the hill, and up there you see that they've built a number of different structures, including a couple of like sort of basic siege towers.
That was fast.
There are some like skeletal horses. I don't know why they were buried here in the human graves. They're sort of like setting up troops. They're like pulling rusty weapons out of mausoleums.
This is my horse chestnut. When I'm dead, he's gonna be buried with me.
That's right. Bury me riding him.
Worth it.
But they also have some sort of like large, like dome structure that they're constructing, and it's not entirely clear what that is. But they're sort of like knitting it together with bones and like twigs and like sort of drawing it together, and it's very large, and it seems to be sort of like increasing in size over time. And that's sort of in the middle of things. And there's still sort of like a raw green necrotic energy sort of like jumping around in there.
All right, you guys are still following me. Are you still in puppy mode? Eerie, fetch.
Boom. I'm on it.
What did you point at? We should probably ask.
Something that has bones on it.
I'm going for that dome.
All right, you're going for the dome.
That bones, dome, they rhyme, but they're not the same.
Oh, puppy dome.
All right, you can go ahead and take the torch. What are you doing?
I'm gonna, I guess, jump into it and then just start blazing around as fast as I can along the walls and just kind of, like
Okay.
that motocross thing in the sphere.
Yeah.
All right.
He's actually making those noises as he goes.
Yes.
So cute this way.
All right. So go ahead and make an attack spread to do that, or a grace skill spread to do it not damaging but pretty, whichever you prefer.
Well, I mean, yeah, I want to do as much damage.
Yeah, okay.
Do we have anything else environmentally?
Oh yeah. Sorry, we definitely do. I'm gonna write some stuff.
Is there a weapon rack that they've made?
Yep. There's gonna be
one
a
of
rack
the
of rusty
mausoleums,
weapons. You
yeah.
know there is.
Look, it's not an official game of PDC until I have gotten a weapon rack.
Hard
so-
cut to me explaining to your husband why the hashtag Max Rack is trending at some point. It's not what it sounds like. Wait, I've been checking chat. It's a little bit of what it sounds like.
His only rule is take photos.
Yeah.
Sure.
Let's see
Let me
here.
share the joy.
He knew what this was.
All right, let's see here. Rusty weapon rack for Mac.
Anybody else touches it, I'm attacking them.
Wouldn't dream of it.
It's definitely
I have
happening.
these claws. I don't know what to do with it. I haven't figured out my opposable claws like you have yet, so.
I'm imagining opposable claws as literally they like go.
Yeah, how do you do that?
Yeah, aren't yours
You
just
must be
like?
double jointed and you must be Hungarian.
Aren't you just out all the time? Like I
Oh
imagine
yeah,
you having
my talon
yeah.
went away. I have big
Yeah.
old steel claws at this point.
Yeah.
If I really wanted to go stupid, I would also have like teeth, but that's a little too grillish for me, so I'm good.
But you're gonna die again, so.
Yeah, you
know.
got time.
It could happen.
Yeah.
You have time to be the gigantic werewolf with like steel teeth and claws.
It'd be fucking Jaws from
Which sounds
the
like- it's
James
like-
Bond series.
It's like an 80s song gone terribly awry. The giant werewolf with tail, teeth, and claws! Like, or a Fruit Roll-Ups ad as I delivered it.
They're for kids. Like, what?
Don't mind it.
All right, hold on. I gotta make environmental action. What are you doing with your action? Tell people.
Okay, well,
What's going on?
as you well realize, there are. It's a primitive form of motocross.
Oh my God.
Did a lot of spinning around. It's
Yeah, keep going. Keep going.
I'm also using
absolute precision. Burn 2 sparks, and I get to use as many cards as I want.
Shit. How do we get one of those?
Although I really hope the marshals can fix this.
Wow. Look at that.
And yeah, why not? This one might.
It's beautiful.
So 11, 15, 19, 22, 26, 34.
Okay, you definitely destroy all of the structure that they're building, causing it to sort of collapse in on itself. Unfortunately, the dome there is now broken dome. Unfortunately, the structure was actually containing something, which was a flock of carrion birds. You can put this over there, but
Welcome to Broken Dome.
Broken Dome. Email has stepped out, so we'll see that in a second. But
Trust me, it's very
Two wolves
impressive.
enter. Hopefully, both of them leave.
so that's destroyed. Make a defense 9.
Everybody, or
No, just him.
Okay.
As the birds sort of like the undead birds sort of like surround you in the dome as now that you've broken it down and they're escaping, and they're going to sort of like peck at you as they're heading out. So it's defense 9. So Mac, where did you find that dress that so effectively makes a mummy costume?
Pinup girl clothing.
Ah, girl pinup.
I
My,
actually
Pug.
posted it earlier on their customer lounge, which is part of their Facebook presence, and a bunch of people were like, "Oh my God, it's the perfect dress for that."
and it's funny because with the wig and everything, I see this as Sia's look for her next record.
Yes. Actually, the
And I
thing
mean
I
that in the
got,
best way
the
possible,
thing I got
yeah,
a couple
yeah.
of times
Cover too.
today though was young Angelica Houston,
Oh yeah, definitely.
which I actually get whenever I put on a black wig. It's kind of weird.
You look a little like
I
her.
had that happen once in a picture of my Data costume.
Really?
Yeah,
I
they're
don't
like,
see that.
she kind of looks like Angelica Houston. I'm like,
Wow.
Wait, the
Wouldn't that
one
be
where you
Laura?
had the one contact in?
yeah.
no, actually regular when I had both my contacts.
Oh, I
were
definitely don't
good.
see it. in
But
that.
but
It was
but
weird.
but can you imagine young Angelica Houston as Data? Like that would have been the best casting ever.
What's his
Oh
daughter's
my
name? Is
God.
it Lore or is
Lo-
that his brother?
Mott? No.
no.
Crap.
Don't look at me.
Chat, what's Data's daughter's name?
Because she looks like.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dana as
right.
Angelica Houston.
Oh God, why can't I think of her name? I
Um,
wanted to say it also started with an L, but I think I'm completely off base.
Also, this is the slash fic I want to write.
yeah.
Young Angelica Houston looking Data with
Anyway.
anyone? Yeah.
Anyone? Come on, chat. Somebody's got to know, or you can Google it. Stupid 30-second delay.
Damn it! Oh my God, I can't.
I remember being a kid though, and like when that episode happens, and so Data like takes the young android who's like genderless and sort of and is like, you can be anything you want, and and I remember she's just like, I'll be a human female, and I was like, that seems so boring.
Yeah.
Like, and that, by the way, she like looks at 4 options in the entire galaxy, and she's like, human female, I'm on it, and I'm like, man, like that's just that you jump too soon. Like there has to be like, oh, the next race is Q. Oh shit, like
Yeah, I don't understand.
You
that.
would just look
Lol.
like Q. You wouldn't necessarily have
Lol,
the
yes.
powers.
yes,
It was an L. It did start with an L. It's
yes,
like,
lol.
yeah, I don't understand. I feel the same way with like even like role playing games. It's like it's not even a real world, and you can be anything you want. People are like, I'm going to be a human. I'm like, why?
yeah.
You
I
do
don't
that
like
all the
dwarves.
rest of the time.
I'm sorry, I don't care for dwarves.
Then don't be a dwarf. There's lots of other things.
I tend to go half elf.
Human is boring.
Half elves are good.
Yeah.
At
like-
least it's something else than what you are the rest of the time. Except for me, possibly, but I don't want to talk about it.
You might be slightly typecasting yourself.
Typecast, you say?
Oh yes, it's coming soon.
Anyway.
Did email? Did you look at these carrion birds before we took them off the card? Can you put them back there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the 9 defense.
9 defense. Okay, you're fine. So those are the carrion birds. All right, so they're swirling around. Like, it's a big swarm of them, basically, and they're sort of, like imagine it. This is just like on Dark Sun. Imagine it like those old '80s movies where they had to like hand paint them frame by frame onto stuff. So there's sort of like flickers of sort of birds.
I imagine it's that and also like the dual exposure, like in Alfred Hitchcock.
Yeah. where they weren't exactly sure what it was going to look like, so they couldn't line up like the actual reactions of people. Like, bird is attacking you, and like and then like
the
a
bird's
bird
the
be
other
over
way.
here, yeah. Did you ever see that riff tracks for Birdemic? Where they're like doing this, and these like terrible birds are there, and one of the robots goes, "You'll make this look better in post, right?" And the other one goes, "What's post?"
Although I do remember on the extras for The Mummy, they were talking about the fact that some of the extras were not being really reactive to like the swarm of like scarabs or whatever the shit was coming in, and they're like, so we just put more of them over those extras so that we didn't have to see them
Nice.
because they didn't look scared enough.
Mandy actually wanted to start a database akin to like Mr. Skin, only with bad extras.
Oh wow!
Like putting out the worst extras in every film.
I'd be into that.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
All right, so the carrion birds are sort of flying around in a swarm. There are still risen dead and hollow all around here, plus mounted risen dead and hollow, and also bone horses on their own, and bone siege engines. Here are your environmental objects. Remember, chat, you can donate to add to these. There's a rusty weapons rack for Mac, gravestones, bone horses, the dome itself, and fresh corpses. They've dragged some bodies up that they killed down in town, which means for all of you werewolves, if you want to find a reason to do something, there's blood and fresh.
Oh, you guys.
Oh boy.
One of you can take the torch. You already went, so it's got to be one of the three of them.
Yes, please.
You guys are also attacking from the sides, I take it. I'm going to
Yes,
take
ma'am.
the rusty weapon rack.
Okay.
Kel
If
Surprise.
somebody wants to...
Done. Ugh.
Huh. All right. I don't have as much of an attack as I thought that I would.
Welcome to the club.
Let's see. Gonna hold on to this for right this second.
Max, like medium strength attacks are still better than anything else in this game.
All right. So, what's around me? What am I attacking? What's closest? That's
You
not
pick.
the-
I mean, you basically, you're wading into the swath of sort of preparing undead soldiers.
Dome's
So
done too, right?
yeah,
Dome's
well, the
just
dome
busted.
is just ruined. It's still no one's used the object yet. So.
Okay.
Okay.
But you can go after the cavalry, you can go after a siege engine, you can go after bones,
I'm
you
gonna-
can dive into the swarm.
I'm gonna grab the rusty weapon rack and just charge ahead because I'm also trying to distract from them coming in at the sides like velociraptors.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna give everyone else in the wing, in the pack, a 2 forward on defense spreads because because Varya is attracting attention.
All right, 19 and let's go ahead and make it 20.
All right.
So close. So even 20.
Okay. You bowl through a couple of cavalry, and knock down a couple more sort of risen dead, and you carve things up with your deadly metal claws. Anyone else?
Yes.
They're gonna attack after this.
So there's the briefest flicker of recognition of cause and effect in a way that only Ink would truly understand. When Eerie bursts the dome open, then carrion birds start flying out. He's like, wait a sec, there's got to be something there. I'm going to go over and sniff it out with psychometry.
All right. The
Werewolf
psychometry
psychometry.
show.
Werewolf psychometry. Wasn't that song?
Yes.
Yeah, anyway.
There is a in the center of the dome area where the birds are swarming around, and they're still there, by the way. So you're going to make a defense spread of 12. There is like a sort of stone that has been struck by this dark arcane lightning, and it sort of infused it with this energy, and it's radiating sort of a green glow in a very 50s horror movie style.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. I can do defensive 6, and my endurance is 3.
All right, so
And that's
That-
using astonishing luck, which gives me 4, and then just a regular 2.
so 6 left. Defense 3 is 2 wounds.
All right, I'm good.
Guess that's me.
Okay. Yep.
Well, no.
No, and so
actually,
they're going to go. So everyone has to make a defense 12 because the birds sort of now spread out to encompass everybody else.
I can't do it.
Ah.
I cannot do it.
Right before I gotta do a thing. Oh my god.
All
So-
right. Well, thank you for activating Shadow Wolf, because I can actually lay down a couple of cards this time. So I have 9.
Although you said we also have +2 on defense, right?
+2 in defense, yeah. You don't, because you're the one. You're
Okay.
granting it to them. But any one of you can become like the active part of the wolf pack tactics and grant her 2 defense, if you do so on your turn. If you fight loud, you can take the flow.
But
So
9.
9. You're okay. So it's 1 wound to you.
I'm gonna need a draw.
I can do it.
2.
Ah,
I can't take any for you either.
this is a bad choice.
And I got 10.
1 wound.
All right, we got a lot of redraws. I'm just gonna. Hey guys, keep me alive. keep
You have
a bitch
plenty of
alive.
sparks too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't used sparks for that sort of a purpose. So
You should. It's awesome.
yeah. So
Regeneration is cool, man.
how much is that?
You're just loving the sparks, you're right there.
Well, so right now you could. I mean, if you can mount a defense, you should, because the cards are essentially free. But then if you want to, you can just go ahead and soak wounds as they're coming in. So it'd be a spark per wound.
Okay.
Sort of basically take the damage and then heal up.
Yeah, because I realized living targets are what I can transfer their wounds.
Oh yeah.
Woo! So I changed
Those-
my tactic because I can't even use this on them. So I'm a
Those
little-
those hollows are mortal,
cool.
technically.
Good. Good to know. Okay. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So it's 2 wounds.
All right, I'll take it.
Just take 2 wounds.
Wait, or how many sparks to like?
It'd be 2 sparks to soak those
Well,
wounds.
I'll just soak 1. That work. All right. Okay.
All right, and
Okay.
that was just the carrion birds. The risen dead and the hollows are going to make attacks as well. Actually, we'll say they're all risen dead at this point mostly. So it's going to be attack 9s, and we're going to say Chan and what's this side of the table gets it this time.
All right.
Remember your +2 defense.
7, 9.
Oh,
9. Yeah, 11.
Okay, you're good. I love how your one ear is migrated to the middle of your head.
I'm gonna use. I can do 4, but I'm gonna use Vengeful, which lets me burn 2 sparks to do an attack back to them.
Go ahead.
I'm guessing I take some wounds there too, probably.
Let's see. That would be. It'll be 2 wounds.
All right. Well, but that pushes me into brutal damage, so I'm not too sad about that.
Oh boy.
Yet. So let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and use Power from Pain because I just got hit for things, and then that, and then that. So that's going to give me.
Oh, free draw
7.
from
Ooh,
Phoenix from DJ Regular.
Thank you.
nice.
18. And it's brutal damage.
All right, so you annihilate the silly little undead soldier who dared stab you there while things were going down. All right, now whose torch is it?
It's because I was the last one to like in this little round.
Okay, so it's anybody's or no?
Is it anybody's at this point?
It's mine. I
Okay,
think.
go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. Because you had to defend some shit. So. All right.
Is it Comic fucking Sans? Did you use Comic Sans?
Yeah.
Where?
On the Happy Halloween.
Halloween.
Well, that's why it's spoopy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Correct. Very well done.
All right.
It was the most Halloween font I had in my like basic.
Plus
word.
10 XP for you.
I'm there for you. I hope you remember that.
Thank you.
All right. So since my like sort of fire-powered manifest in my piss, I pissed all over the busted dome pieces and I just started flinging them like that.
Okay.
Woohoo! Into the guys. So let me see.
So I'll count this as a group attack,
Yes.
and you can draw a card.
So that's ooh, nice. All right. Oh, I can't even use them more. All right. So 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's 13. And let's throw at least let's see, 3 brutal damage on top of that. So yeah.
Okay. So what was the total? Plus 3? It was
13
plus
and the
3?
brutal damage, yeah.
All right, so
Should I-
6. Okay, so you destroy another big swath of them. And one more of you can go. Mike, you're in the pit with the demonic rock. Eerie, you're in the pit as well, having just fought off the carrion birds. And then you're outside attracting attention.
Oh yes, so much attention am I attracting. Would you guys like a distraction, or you want to fight something?
Distraction would be great. Thanks.
Hey, gravestones, let's be friends.
Oh, nice.
All right, somebody cross that off for me, please. Well, let's see. I am going to. I'm gonna start with crude but effective.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Because
Yeah.
obviously I'm
Woo!
hauling gravestones out of the ground and beating people to a pulp with them.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna go ahead and use Ruthless.
Okay.
I see them being used as kind of like frisbees.
Yeah.
You know?
Whee!
So that gives me 5,
You get a
10,
tombstone. You get a
15,
tombstone.
18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and then that's 32, and it's all brutal damage.
Okay, you another huge swath of them goes down. You're like breaking skeletal horses in 2. You're like throwing siege engines into each other. You're a giant fuzzy death ball with claws and teeth. All right, so one of the 2 of you that's in the dome can go before the next big giant wave of attacks.
All right, I'm gonna actually try and do a skill spread.
Okay.
This is like kind of weirdly instinctual on a level that Ink Wolf doesn't understand, but there's still that learned part of Ink that's like, wait a sec. So there's smartest person in the room. There's 5. I'm gonna say this is lore, trying to figure out what's going on with the stones. So that's 10. 14, 17.
17. Okay, so you're just essentially trying to determine what's up with the stone.
Correct.
Okay, so the stone is a sort of, like basically a battery now that is radiating this global fear epidemic back into these skeletons. The only real cure for that, beyond your average,
I'm a phoenix. I'm gonna burn out.
yeah, you can do your old Phoenix action mentality of throwing a bunch of sparks at it and seeing if it goes away. Or you can show it bravery. Like you can show it that you're not afraid and that there's a reason not to be afraid. And if you can somehow impart into this energy of this situation that there is hope through courage or through fighting adversity, then you'll depower the stone. Yeah.
Or
It is-
just plain old animal instincts wolfpack tactics.
I can help you if you want.
And because
me
you're
to.
Charlie Brown, for some reason that is delivered by someone going like, "Well, Ink Wolf, I blah blah blah. That's silly, Ink Wolf."
I'm also going to use
Will
the
Byers.
reroll and Force Sparks to take away all my wounds because I have
Alright.
a plan.
Okay, has a plan.
I
Okay,
worry about that.
man with a plan.
In your state, I worry.
Well, that's where the plan comes in.
All right.
But I just drew back up because it was the end of my turn.
Right, okay, cool. So
And
here's
I-
the big attack. All right, so the carrion birds attack. They attack everyone for an attack of 12. This is an all or nothing attack.
All right, well, there's 13.
All right, so you're fine.
And I actually need to pen one real quick over here, attack.
Defense.
Sorry, take 1 wound.
7, 8, 9.
There's a minimum 1 wound to this no matter what.
Okay.
On top of it being an all or nothing attack.
Oh.
I'm gonna take it.
Take it. Take.
I'm
actually, I have
gonna
to.
survivor to. Wait a minute. Two sparks reduce 1 wound, but I can just use 1 spark to.
Right now
to
you
get
can,
wounds.
yeah. Because you're a werewolf.
Let me have it.
All right, hold on. Let me double check how this mechanic works.
Yeah, I want to know what the all or nothing is.
He
on
doesn't
this.
work after 5 o'clock, which is a real pain in the ass because I don't get off work till 5. So by the time I get it out to the mechanics, it's just not working. I need my car.
It is actually just 1 wound.
Even if you just go ahead and take it.
Yeah, no matter what. It's 2 brutal damage, but that for any of you still rounds up to 1. But there's actually no way to avoid it. So at this point, you might as well like it's weird because
Taking it.
like Durance would have a different mechanic. But yeah, so you all take a wound from like being pecked.
Ah.
And you can always soak that if you need to. But the then the actual enemies attack. So these are risen dead attacks of 9, and you all have to make one of those as well. You got sparks to spare, and redraws. I gotta burn you out before we get back into the regular campaign, and then gotta force Nightsteed to back you again.
Although I still kind of want to just like it wants out and go crazy.
Yeah,
That would
I
be
wouldn't
fun.
mind seeing it once out. I haven't seen. I would like to see.
Especially when I have 3 other like werewolves around me.
Mm-hmm.
Now's the time, guys, because that will be insanity. I'm just gonna go ahead and take it, but I'm gonna go ahead and burn redraws to
Okay.
soak wounds off, I guess.
Okay. So it's just 2 wounds, 2 redraws.
Bye, rerolls. You were nice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna defend with 5.
Okay. So it's a wound.
Is
I'm
he
quite ready to.
against 9, you
go,
say?
Yes, it is. It's a defense 9.
All right, I have.
There's something, Ink. I didn't want to mention it, but there's something wrong with your ears.
You at no point said how I had to wear them.
That's true.
And I was going to do the Jordy LaForge thing, but
Even though I got a nice blue headband to match your hair.
I know. I'm super
I got
grateful.
10.
10?
Yeah.
You're fine.
something like that.
100% fine.
Yeah.
No damage.
I had
All
to
right.
draw.
So now Eerie and Tara. Eerie and Tara. I'm putting you in this game. Eerie and Idalia have not yet gone this cycle. Am I correct?
The
That
cycle of
is
the wolf.
correct.
All right.
Oh God. Ink. Really?
I love Stephen King.
We don't even know who that is. It's you and your fucking library. Get in your corner.
Am tearing out. I'm making right for one of those bone towers.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna go plowing right up it and knocking off people as I go. to
Okay.
get to the top.
Angry duding. All right.
So much angry duty.
Okay. So go ahead and make the spread.
That is one of the best gifts in the history of ever.
What do I?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All of it. At
That-
least 16
It's
of
an
it.
attack
That
spread, right?
thing.
You're attacking things.
Sure. I mean, basically, I just wanted to get to the top of it.
Okay. Well, then that you can do for a gray spread of like 10. But you're not going to draw back up because it's your turn. So you might as well attack your way up there and save yourself some hard-earned cards.
All right. Well, then I'm attacking for 4.
Okay. Okay. You do some wounds.
No, sorry.
Okay.
It's the eye.
Okay, yeah.
It's the eye.
Yeah.
It's the evil eye. I was just staring over Mike. He's like, nope, had enough of that.
Yep. Can't do it. Can't do it.
All right, so you're up on top. Do you want to do something when you're up there, or do you want to just be up there?
I want to make a majestic howl, one that rallies the troops and speaks to all the wolves in the entire area that
Suddenly,
we're
Aaron Copland's
we are
Fanfare for
fighting.
the Common Man starts playing.
There's 2 sparks for that incredibly inspired. Make a grace spread for said howl. What about it? Yeah, go ahead. Email's gonna eat chips.
Yeah, you
It's
don't
gonna be a
the
good
chips you want,
time,
man.
Yeah.
Do the thing.
Unless that
chips.
turns out to be an empty bag, which I'm totally
there are
ignorant of.
chips. I want chips.
Get some
what the hell?
chips.
That does sound really good right now.
Hashtag chips.
Fun chips for me.
You got a mic on.
I know.
I'm
not that-
blue ribbon.
But of course.
I'm using heroic as well. I'm gonna burn one to take it to 15.
I thought you were gonna say I'm
Okay.
using heroic as fuck. Like that was the name of
Alright.
the card.
So you.
Oh, my Velcro. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You're gonna.
That is a really
busting
great look
out.
for you, by the way.
Thank you. I really.
I love that you came with like the terrible things they use to torment the.
I had to bring everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I even got my little cape and my little. I should find out what they're called, but they are actually very pointy and can do some damage. If I were so inclined.
I gotta say, for this is what you get, the audience at home for your LA streams is like you get the high quality costumes.
Yeah.
You know.
Classy.
Yep.
That's what I had.
I'm Scott Pilgrim, by the way, just in case there was any confusion.
There's some question to my mind as to whether or not you actually are Scott Pilgrim.
Like literally.
Your girlfriend even has colorful hair. Your wife has colorful hair.
I'd like to think of her as my girlfriend. Still.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah.
I find that the terminology, I guess, has some usefulness, but it does seem to like I've always thought like going down that chain doesn't matter as much, like because your wife is still your girlfriend.
Yeah. And she's still my fiance. as
Yeah,
far as
in
I'm
many ways.
concerned,
Yeah. So yeah, that doesn't
this
really
girl I'm
change.
seeing.
It's the going. Yeah. It's the and someone you know and
Yeah.
a friend and
Yeah,
an
she's
associate
just
and a
the
fellow
girl
member of your
we're
theater
acquainted.
company
And then a complete stranger.
And
oh no, I don't want that.
and another citizen.
Well, this just got really bleak.
Yeah.
Really
But it's going up the chain where people get a little upset if you're like, oh, this person I just met on the bus, we're married. Like that'll get you a lawsuit. But the other way is not.
Also, not for nothing, depending on what happens with her crafting at home tonight, she might be Ramona Flowers to my Scott Pilgrim tonight.
Oh, very nice.
Cute.
Which was not our intention. But
Oh.
it might just have to be.
Well,
what
you
happens.
have the costumes.
We do, but
That is also the thing. Like, I'm not a cosplayer. I have like 2 or 3 cosplays I've ever done, and as a result, I don't have like a closet full of costumes ready-made. Where so many of my other friends are like, oh, well, I forgot to get a costume, so I use one of the 50 I already have. And of course, we're all adults too, so we don't really change that much in size. You can just kind of be like, oh, this one will work. You know, of these 10, 6 will still fit me. Whereas, like, I'm just like, oh, I have to go buy more shit because I have nothing.
See, but I'm weird. I won't wear my cosplays for Halloween.
Really?
I'll wear bits and pieces of them, but I will not straight up wear one of my cosplays for Halloween. It
Yeah.
has to be a Halloween costume.
I
Today,
try not to too.
this is a Halloween costume. This is not a cosplay.
That's true.
Yeah, and I try
Yeah.
to do that too, because it's like, well, that's who I am, like through the rest of the year. So let me do something else.
But to your
Absolutely.
point, yes, I am Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
The end.
And respectably so. All right, so you just went. So you're left to go in this
It's me.
cycle.
Like, what's good to kill around me? Right?
Everything.
What's going on?
Everything.
Yeah, and
right.
you have some fire around. I'll
all right, all right.
Being fire, you should probably go to the vet.
It's probably some kind of really weird werewolf UTI.
But on the cavorting by the
She's
lake. I think that's
literally pissing fire. Literally.
how it manifests now. I've still got that power. It's just how it comes out me. All right.
hashtag how it comes out.
How it comes out me.
We have got to get back to power and get you guys back to normal. I can't handle this.
Let me. Nothing fancy. I don't know. I'm just gonna keep on attacking stuff. Like
nothing
I'm
wrong with that.
I'm wolf
Hit
an
mode,
army.
the
I'm
button
just
until
like-
everything's dead on the screen.
Well, what you can do is, if you want, you can try and pull the focus that currently Varya is doing. So, like, if you want to, you can attack like sort of recklessly and openly, and grant that +2 back to her, so in case she has to defend.
Which
There's
I
not you fucking challenge me again.
Fine. Okay. Would you like that? Would you like me to take the distraction from you?
It's up to you. I'm always happy to be the distraction. You know that.
All right. No, I like to be looked at as cool. Okay. So I'm gonna at least I'll like gravity up one of these bone horses and sort of ride it, wolf astride this living dead horse.
This is the most fucked
what
up
I
Lady
want
Godiva
on
ever.
card. Yeah.
Just like that.
Wolfie
And-
Godiva.
And so I kind of just like ride through with it and just like clawing away as I'm like going on my living bone horse.
If anyone in chat would like to draw what it's like to have a blue and gold flying
Yes, please.
wolf
Can we get these
astride a
people to
horse,
do it?
yeah, that might be the end of our relationship with them.
Yeah, right.
Sorry, guys. I'm just blowing through these. We haven't used them well enough before. So, okay. 2 intellect. All right. Let's see. Mysterious. I mean, that's pretty mysterious, right? So.
Yeah. Sure.
Got my little my bone horse, a Stranded wolf. Weird. And.
Can we just scratch out mysterious and write in weird?
Yeah.
Weird.
WTF?
And I can only play this guy, but it's a group attack, so 8. And make it brutal.
Wait, did you put the right card down?
I did.
That's the one that you made a group attack with? Are you sure it's not in your hand?
No, it's sorry. It's
Okay,
the
oh,
Rain
yeah.
of Destruction
Nice.
was my group attack. So that's 5, 8, mysterious. 2 wounds, 3 brutal damage each. Yeah, that's what I got.
Okay.
All right.
You steadily carve through. You ride your bone horse around the space, attracting attention and carving out a swath of destruction. Your gravity-controlled bone horse.
Yes.
All right. So first off, you may want to soak a wound because you're gonna have to take a wound right here. Everyone has to take one from the carrion birds.
If only I had more sparks left, I would use Vigor Mortis, but I'm not going to. I really want to, though.
Oh.
Undead werewolf is fun.
It would have been very apropos.
But I don't know how many more of these fuckers there are. And I have a feeling, in addition to those fuckers, these suckers don't know what's going on.
All right, so, and then it's a defense 9 for everybody as well. Goddamn carrion birds. None of you have attacked them yet, although they have a lot of health.
Oh. Wow.
I might not have a choice at this point.
That's some good cards to throw at that.
I'm going to try a redraw first.
Okay.
See how that goes for me.
Idalia, Eerie, if both of you burn a spark, I can make it. I'm sorry. It's the heart of the wing. And I'm right up on the spooky stone, and I got a plan.
You got me with the heart of the wing. How can I not? Got a lot of sparks.
You better have a plan because I have jack shit for defense.
Ugh.
So I'm taking hits.
What? That's great. Take 2.
All right. I got
But you
8.
can also
Can I
burn
use
those
sparks
sparks.
to
Yeah.
burn these off?
To regenerate? Yes, you can. Oh, wow. You're going to regenerate the whole mess?
What are you, Doctor Who?
Good job, One Ear. All right.
8.
8. 2 wounds.
I'm going to use
Ooh.
super
No, sorry, one.
reflexes, which will let me draw another card.
You have a defense of +2, mind you.
Yep, +2, so that gives me 3. That's 7, and then 10.
You're fine. A rare thing. Okay.
Thank you for Shadow Wolf.
I will point out, I enjoy that you haven't used your group attack anymore, Mike, because it's better in keeping with the sort of plot. But you can still use your one-man pack to like intercept an attack if you ever want to.
I've got a plan.
All right. Well, someone can take the torch, and that someone could be you.
Thing is, I need more cards to see my plan
You
through.
need someone else to
Yeah, someone
jump
else.
in first.
Yeah. Well, but I mean, it would have to be my turn so I could draw back up to my max. Here, look, it's a 2-part plan.
Okay.
Here's the 2-part plan. So I'm with
It
the
is now.
spoopy stone.
Yeah. Spoopy stone.
Spoopy stone. You know, it's that shop in the mall where you can get like the vibrating
Yeah.
recliner. Yeah.
Spoopy stone.
There's something very primal in Ink who realizes that no, this really has no effect over me because I'm a goddamn phoenix. So the wolf comes over him, and he lifts his leg and he urinates on the stone as if
Okay.
to say,
Feels good, right?
"Yeah, you ain't nothing.
All right.
I'm not afraid of you."
It's one of the rare tools they have. Varya just simply chooses not to use it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I have limits, guys.
She just kills people she knows. All right.
Yeah, I don't pee on them.
God damn it. Okay.
All right,
So that's part one of my plan, and that's all I'm going to do.
All right, go ahead. Anyone else? Because you're going to cycle back around before you can do the second part of your plan. So.
And unfortunately, with what I've drawn, I can't do the second part of my plan. So.
There's a redraw in the middle of the table.
I know, but it would have to be a real big redraw.
All right. I'm going to use the fresh corpses to tap in a little deeper because I am very beat up right now.
Okay.
Can somebody cross that off for me?
What's that now?
I'm going to use that to just let. I'm just going to let that.
Yeah. The alpha doesn't cross off
Sink.
her own boxes. That's just what
Yes.
happens.
That's what you guys are here for.
Senpai, I crossed for you. Okay.
Notice me, senpai. Notice me.
And with that,
Yeah.
I'm going to use Feed on Fear.
All right.
So I'm probably going to get demolishing it with how many people are afraid of whatever, but someone else either has to tell me a fear or they have to burn a spark. And then so that's going to give me a lot. 7 plus another 5, that gives me 12. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and it's all brutal damage.
What are you attacking? Do you want to attack the carrion bird?
The darkness.
Yeah, I'm going to go after the carrion birds because they are doing like 1 wound
Okay.
apiece no matter what happens. So I'm just going to go and just flurry into them and leap at them and just try and take down as many as I can. And I'm basically fueled on the smell of fresh corpses. So I'm just going to like thrash around at everything I can get my claws on.
I'll let you take them out. You managed to take the birds out. Now it's starting to sort of like get relatively quiet around here, but because the stone is still active, like there are still corpses sort of like drawing up out of the earth. They buried a lot here.
But they're just like babies at this point. So, you know.
They're very old corpses that are like mostly just dust.
Oh my God! Is this Beans' story of protecting the babies from the wolves? Is she protecting zombie babies from us?
Yeah, she somehow went back in time after she died. Oh, that's the best.
I do have
Talene, if you gotta watch this.
I do have a Durant NPC. You fought him once. I could totally have Bean show up in this scene.
I don't know why I'm playing with your sparks. I'm sorry.
Okay, so
Inappropriate.
here's a question. I'll call this sort of like shelter from the storm because Mac has basically like destroyed most of the combatants. Can you do your plan with the help of the wing? Like, can they support you?
I feel like we can stand against
Sure.
this.
No, what I want. Okay, here's exactly what I wanted to do. Had I drawn appropriately, I wanted to do my gray spread to get ink back focused and say something stirring against this stone, but I don't have the cards for that.
How
Okay.
about instead of that, we use the fact that everybody here is looped in because for once everyone is werewolf and actually use that pack against it because we are stronger together.
Loop.
Unfortunately.
Okay.
I'm with her.
But yeah, basically, I'm just gonna fucking tell the stone off.
Just remember we're werewolves, not werewolves.
Night Steed again takes good care of us there.
Thank you.
That was yours, Mike.
Here,
Okay.
I'm gonna draw 2 cards. See if I dropped what I need. And of course I don't. That's okay. But if we get in combat again, I am set.
Well, here's the thing: is I will also allow if Varya, as the current alpha, has enough spread to dominate you, for her to push the. It's the correct term. Shut up, chat. Hashtag Max Rack.
You'd have to get a 12.
They've already used it a bunch. I should not have said it.
Thanks for that.
Sorry. I just hard cut to like Max bondage rack. Anyway, never mind.
You know what? If it gets them to donate,
Yeah.
if you want to activate shit, now's the time.
I'm just saying people were willing to pay a lot of money to hear Amy Vorpal talk in a German accent last night. So...
I will not be the German, but I will murder a lot of people.
Amy was doing it in a way that made everybody feel a little weird.
Okay, my point being, if Mac has the spread to dominate you, she can force the wolf out of you. Like she can basically make you snap out of it.
Okay.
By essentially, if you have the grace cards to do it.
You would have to get a 12.
It's 5 and then another 3.
Or you
Well-
could pull your last wound off with one of those redraws, and then you could. Then she'd only have to make a 7.
Oh, redraws. Sorry.
I have an idea too.
Here. Sorry.
I
guys.
have horrific vision,
Okay.
so I'm gonna lay that first. You don't want this. You got a taste of it in my head, and now you're this like I am, and you don't want it. Snap out!
I'll take it. That's 7. You didn't even need to do that.
But it's fun.
Yeah. Yay, roleplay. All right.
Ink Wolf kind of stands up a
I'll
little
give you-
straighter,
Clarity.
looks around, sees what's going on, smells the earth and the dead, and maybe sees a little spark of dawn on the horizon. I don't know, maybe. I have read innumerable texts on the nature of fear.
Oh God, please go back to being a werewolf.
No, I'm down face to face with the stone. I'm right up in it, and
Okay.
I'm basically telling it that there is literally nothing to fear from death, and that whoever or whatever is manifesting this power is a coward to not face us directly, and is instead using innocence to do its dirty work. And we have nothing to fear from a coward.
Ooh. You threw down your cards in theory.
The WAP.
In theory.
Although, I am reminded that the last time when I found out what Ink was afraid of, it was that there was nothing beyond this.
That's
I
not-
hate to be that dick, but the last time that we talked about fear, so have you overcome it having to deal with this bullshit?
I'll rationalize that later. Because I can rationalize it.
Just checking.
It depends on what your definition of is.
Murray is curious, very curious about this.
You.
Or wait, hold on. Let me reconsider my words real quick.
Okay.
I hate to be that dick, but that's
No,
part of
okay,
my
so
character.
You're certainly in full-on wolf bitter mode in that you're like, oh, does that solve our problems? I'd rather spike it than listen to something I didn't want to hear.
Oh my God.
No. Okay, so let's take that back. Let's do
Yeah.
another take.
Rational.
I've read innumerable texts on the nature of fear. What comes of my end when I'm done in my journeys of Phoenix, I know not. But I know that what you are doing is an abomination, and it is a cowardly act using innocence to do your dirty work. If you were truly the terror that you purport to be, you would face us directly. And I have nothing to fear from a coward. Coward.
All right. Your show of exceptional bravery defeats the fear curse on the spoopy stone, and its green energy sort of fades out, and the dead deanimate. The storm remains and will probably persist through the night, but you're all sort of free of immediate danger, if other than the fact that you're all wolves. Just at that time, these like small army of townsfolk arrive at the top of the hill.
Took him long enough.
And sort of like realizing that you have sort of dealt with it, and imagining that maybe because you're 4 very different looking wolves, that you're not an actual like skin changer pack or something, they decide to sort of leave you be and like basically backpedal
It was like,
down the
walk
hill.
away.
Flames are going in reverse. Very weird.
As they start backing up, I'm going to get behind him.
Eerie.
The rest of the night goes relatively uneventfully. You're able, with your sort of wolf-like powers, to sort of, keep some semblance of control, I mean, of the town, not of yourselves. And you manage to keep things together. And by the early light of dawn, the storm has abated. Phoenix Wings in all corners of the globe fought similar battles, and in some ways saved the soul of the entire, globe by fighting off this sort of, tide of fear. There's certainly concern amongst the marshals, even then, that it might be an annual event that that might be caused as long as the war rages on. Meanwhile, the Flame Keeper manages to send messages back to the Imperial Flame, to the Grand Eerie regarding your condition, and midway through the day, an elemental from another wing, we'll say it's
Bruno.
Janice. Janice arrives and with sort of a special incantation that will basically return this like splinters of Varya's spark to herself. So they sort of pepper this into the Imperial flame, and like you see the flame sort of like change and contort, and it's strange. And they say if you head home through here, you'll return on the other side in your more common configuration. Who wants to go first?
Please, don't everyone go at once.
I'll go.
Oh, America is sad. All right, you head back. You are incinerated by the flames, and then the regular terrifying Eerie returns to the other side, but to a round of applause by the folks at the Central Command.
Mission control.
I'll be right back.
Sure, I'll go through. I do one last howl at the moon, and I go on through.
All right, leaving the two of you behind.
Of course.
I gotta give the people what they want.
Marshall's here, you said?
No, there's no marshals. They never leave the area. There's an elemental from another wing.
You say that eventually this part of Varya will return to herself, correct?
Once it's been returned to the flame, it'll basically wait for her to go back through the any sort of fire transportation. It'll sort of rejoin her spark when she gets reconstructed on the other side.
So until I sacrifice my part of what we've experienced, she will never be whole. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that is. I mean, wait. Yes.
What are you doing?
You've taught me something tonight, Varya. We had a lot of fun, kids, but we also learned something. I don't know that I'll ever have words to explain it to you, but you did teach me something about the nature of existence tonight that I had not previously considered. However, I also learned that this power is not necessarily mine to wield, and I'm grateful for you that you are.
I push him through the flame.
Oh.
I literally shove him into the flame.
I'm grateful for you that you...
You come back up ink style.
Yeah.
I'm gonna increase your bond by 1 for that experience. And as much as you don't necessarily, there was no way that you sort of knew you were missing it. Like there is a sort of completion feeling as you head back through the sort of the flames and are reconstructed on the other side. I'm giving chat time to turn on the goddamn It Wants Out while you're in Pyre one more time.
Do it! They'll all understand. They'll be like, just let her do it.
Yeah.
We were
Right,
there.
everybody
we get
step
it.
back.
We get it now.
It's gonna be fine.
Yeah. Yeah, the marshals are running up and you're like, no. We've been there. Just let it happen.
If you're gonna get in the way of the Wolf Phoenix, you're gonna have a bad time.
There's some totally bad Imperial flame going around. Look out.
Although I have all but 1 health level, so everything would be horrifically brutal. It'd be like Phoenixes just like keep respawning.
Oh my god.
So you
Whole new wings are born in the matter of an hour.
you return to Pyre, and things have calmed down, and everything seems to be doing pretty well. And Winter sort of pulls the 4 of you aside and says,
This is becoming a common occurrence.
"Don't worry, Varya. It's not one of those. Or should it be?"
Isn't it always?
Well, my point being, we've finally decided exactly what we need to do to take on the chant. And now that we've cleared up whatever the hell this was, we have a mission for you. Oh, shit. Can you check the donations for me there?
Did Chad giveth?
Yeah, chat giveth.
A second too late, but yeah. What you think?
No, so in this meeting with Winter, you wolf out.
It was so much stress. You guys have no idea. Oh.
Uh,
Oh, it's so many trait cards. It's so many trait cards, you guys.
No. That's why we play these fantasy storytelling games.
Although,
Trona,
I'd like to
thank
think
you very much.
all understand now. So hopefully someone can help do something about this, because this. Let's see, who am I going after?
Oh.
Well, you're in a room with your wing and Winter, and that's it. Like you're in like a planning room.
I'm going to retain just enough. Like this whole thing has been so crazy. I've been holding it back this entire time, and I finally get my entire being back, and something just snaps.
Too
And
much.
I have just enough presence of mind
It's too much wolf.
to run outside. But I'm going after the first phoenixes I find out.
Okay, well, clearly it has to be Braid's wing because they're always around.
Sorry, Braid.
We love you, Braid. We love the
you the
mods. We love the mod wolves as well. Somebody post that GIF. So you go ahead and make a spread.
Full on crazy werewolfness happening here. So crude but effective.
All right.
And power from pain. So lets me draw a card. Which lets me put down that card. Which lets me put down. I'm going to use this just more as flavoring than anything else because nobody's in real danger, sort of. Death Wish. Because I am so close to death right now anyway that I'm just like
Right.
going for it. So right now, that gives me 5. And let's see, I've got 8. 9. This is 14, 18. This would be flipped back, so this is 20, 27.
What are you doing?
And it's all brutal damage.
Okay. Well, we're gonna give Braid a little bit of a story as you single-handedly rank her up as you come around the corner. So, hey, Braid, you get an on-screen
welcome.
death.
Yay!
Wow.
You're sort of
You get torn apart by Varya. Usually that costs extra.
Braid in the chat says if it comes up, she's afraid of global warming. So she's sort of like wandering
Feed
down.
on fear.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's actually another one. So there you go. I'm there for you. But with claws. Like.
She all right, so you managed to basically tear Braid in half. Her the tendrils of thorns try and tie her back together, but it doesn't work, and then she evaporates into flame. And you can see the marshals are like, oh shit, this is a thing. And then don't worry, we're gonna make this a relatively short scene. And then you're sort of walking, continuing on your quest to capture more people. Give me 1 second here.
You guys see what you did?
What with feelings?
Yeah.
guys-
Gross.
You guys thought things.
I didn't ask to be this way. I understand that about you now.
I'm gonna run down.
Are you gonna talk like that the rest of the time?
Yeah, I get like that. I like that. Yeah.
Run down. I'm gonna bring a ball. I'm gonna get down. I'm gonna start playing with it.
Are you gonna pretend to throw it and then not really throw it?
Okay. All right, guys. Unless Sax has something really planned right now.
I do, but go
Oh,
ahead.
brother. Since it is our extra spoopy Halloween episode, I would not normally do this for Varya, but I'm going to be. I've felt his puppy-like joy through the pack bond, and I'm going to be distracted by the ball.
Oh. All right.
It's a Halloween miracle.
But you're also in fear that once the ball is thrown, I might just come after you instead.
That's fair.
Yep. All right.
Okay,
well.
so you're welcome.
Other than needing to have a conversation with Braid later about how you've ranked her up, you are relatively okay, and I have a plan. She's fine. She's under control unless you have more of a plan.
Do you want to do something? Because now's the time to do it. I'm distracted by the ball.
Okay. I realize this is actually not from the It's a Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown Christmas special or Halloween special, but I feel like this starts playing.
Do you want her to murder more people or less? I'm just wondering. Call it now, because...
I'm only supporting this for the clip we're going to eventually have out of context in the chat room.
Sorry. Not sorry.
No, I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to leave it Eerie learned a lesson about calming you down with play and manages to calm you down. Eventually, Winter reconstitutes your meeting and tells you that they believe that the original source of the chant is in the Shadowvar, and that they have a series of places they need you to go, which are basically all places that are theoretically either active chant locations or former chant locations on a sort of path back to the original chant. That's where we're going to end things. So we're going to land a little early tonight, only because, well, we need to let people out of their tight, hot costumes, but also
is that also hashtag Max Roach?
Hashtag tight hot costumes.
So hot. So hot.
that one ear was just too much. But also, it's the Halloween weekend, and we all have places to be.
In theory, I need to get in makeup right now. In practice, we'll see if that happens.
Yeah, next week we are back with the 24-hour stream. Definitely come and check that out. We're all raising money for charity. Do you want to give them the pitch on Extra Life?
Extra Life is part of the Children's Miracle Network. It takes place every year. Team Saving Throw is raising money for Children's Hospital Los Angeles, which is a really great organization. So next weekend, Sax and Mac's going to be there for a little part of it, and a lot of your Saving Throw favorites and some really awesome guest stars are going to be playing games from 7 p.m. on Friday night, November the 4th, to question marks on November the 5th.
I think it's basically
like 24 hours straight.
Yeah, it's 24 straight hours.
I know my day starts at 4 a.m.
Yeah,
so.
the end of it though is we're not spoiling it, but like the end of it might go long. But that last thing we're playing might go long. But there's not the specific end goal is basically 24 hours after when we start.
But Sax is going to be running a kind of modified game of Phoenix Dawn Command.
Yep.
I'm going to be running a module from Shadows of the Demon Lord by a guy who wrote a bunch of stuff for Dungeons and Dragons. We've got Savage Worlds. We've got Fate. We've got Roll for Shoes. We've got Goblin Quest.
Goblin Quest
and
is so fun.
Many surprises. So you guys, if you can tune in, please do, because we know that you guys love what we do. If you feel like checking us out, go to the Extra Life webpage and look for Team Saving Throw. You can donate to us there, or you can donate like usual through the stream, right?
Yeah. And we're all. I'm sure Dom will explain more.
Or just find Dom, because he knows everything.
We're always pretty happy to have your donations. I mean, they keep the lights on here in the studio, literally. But during these 24-hour streams, we end up earning a lot of money for a really good cause. And it also, I mean, if we have fun streaming for an audience, we have even more fun when we can do it and actually help people. So. Please definitely show up for that. That's next week around our regular time. Monday this week is we have painting with Iron Tusk Miniatures tomorrow. Don't forget that. Definitely worth it. It's going to be Halloween themed, also spoopy themed, also Halloween style, as they say in Dark Sun. Monday is Proficiency Check with Dom Zook. I might be the guest on that one. And it goes on like that in the calendar, which I'm sure the fine folks of the mods can post there. Wednesday this week is Lost Brigade. And then this Friday is our Call of Cthulhu game, which is really fun. Black Bag. No, wait, sorry. This Friday is the beginning of the stream, so it's actually.
Oh, right.
I think that's still Call of Cthulhu, but I think it's a one-off.
Yes.
I can never be sure.
Go.
Various calendars explain it all.
Yeah, go to the Saving Throw Facebook page, and there's a picture of what we're doing next weekend.
Thanks to Email for being
Thank
behind
you.
the ones and twos. Even though we almost killed him with puns. Terrifying, I know. And go ahead and give us plugs or suggestions, Mike.
Yes, you should all watch What We Do in the Shadows because it is the perfect
That is
spoopy
so-
Halloween comedy that you need.
I could talk about that show
I know,
for hours.
I know.
I did a cosplay for that.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, I
you did
dressed
it
as
really
Gladys
freaking
Snub
well.
the Poker, facial hair and all.
Yes.
There is so much.
The look that I'm
about-
trying to go for is, basically
Dead, but
delicious.
See.
So amazing.
Yes.
I second that.
Happy to see it sequeled.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
called We're Wolves, and it's going to be around the wolf pack.
Yeah.
So you can tell where I will be on that day that releases.
Yes.
So happy.
Perhaps all of us.
Reese Darby is the
So
Yeah.
happy. Okay. In the spirit of Halloween and my penchant for old comedy, Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein.
Yes.
100% yes.
It's been a while since I've seen it, but I remember laughing a lot. And it's like, I think it's like AFI's in their like top 100
Well,
funniest.
It's considered one
American
of the
movies.
last of the Universal monster
That's
films
right.
too.
Go
Actually,
see Lon Chaney Jr. and Glenn
And
Stranger,
Glenn
all
Stranger.
in it, doing their classic
Yeah.
Universal. That's right. It was like their swan song.
yeah, it was sort of the last real hurrah for the classic Universal monsters.
Yeah. So that's a nice way to have like a classic Halloween with that.
But you don't understand. The nights of the full moon, I turned into a werewolf. Yeah, you and 20 million other men.
Chan.
Yeah, tonight, if you're in Los Angeles, at 10:30, the live Science Jerks podcast recording at the Pack Theater on Santa Monica Boulevard. It's in the complex. It's pay what you can. So if you got no money, come and see a friggin' free show. It'd be fantastic.
Mac.
I don't know. Enjoy Halloween, guys. Halloween is awesome. Like, just go out, dress up, eat some candy, scare some children. I, on Halloween, will be handing out candy to children because that was the greatest joy of my life when I was a kid. So I like to pass that forward. And then do tune back in for the 24-hour stream. I will be playing in the Roll for Shoes game and also in the Phoenix Dawn Command game where we will be playing in the modern era, which is going to be
So
really interesting.
you get to play, go home, get a full night's sleep, and then come back?
That's the idea.
Yeah, but that wasn't the way that I planned it.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Each other.
yeah.
Don't be a dick.
I will plug for. I'll give a direct plug to my show on Geek and Sundry, which is on Mondays. It's going to be ahead of Saving Throw or ahead of Dom Zook, so you can actually watch both. It is called Dick and Johnson, and it is. I'm surprisingly proud of my little show about two rednecks fighting Nazi dinosaurs.
Yeah, what was the name that you ultimately went with for
It
that?
was Furosaurus Rex was the name of the dinosaur.
Oh, that's good.
Yes, they also later fought Christopher Walken, and Furosaurus Rex was married to Eva Brontosaurus, or Ava Brontosaurus, who they later recruited, who became the vice chancellor of Germany after they took Angela Merkel and put her through the Steve Urkel to Stefan Urkel device and made her into Angel Merkel, who became the much cooler. Anyway, it's a great show. We had a great
Yes, but
guest
where
last
does she
week.
stand on, Brexit?
I don't know. I mean, she was much. It just was much more interesting to hear her talk about it.
Sure.
Dick and Johnson, definitely check it out. Worth your time. But I will plug two like sort of spoopy things. Behind the Mask, the
Ooh,
true
yeah.
story of Leslie Vernon, I think this
Yeah.
was called, or
Yeah.
Behind the Mask, something Leslie
No,
Vernon.
that's what it
that's
is. It's,
Really an interesting deconstruction of the slasher genre. I just built a playable 5th edition slasher class. It's a subclass of sorcerers. It's going to be on Geek and Sundry later.
Nice.
And I watched that again. It's so good. And then also, if you really want to watch like what I think are some of the best underrated horror films, the Hammer horror, like sort of weird skin schlock stuff they did in like the 80s. Like 70 Brides for Dracula or whatever the hell they would be. There were all these Hammer horror films that were like back when being able to show like a thigh or a boob was like would literally sell you out of theater. But also they were like some of the best portrayals of like movie monsters ever.
My favorite of those is Countess Dracula, which is essentially the Elspeth Bathory story, starring Ingrid Pitt, and her work is really great in that, and yeah, it's titillating.
Yeah, it's weird because like you kind of have to get past the cheesecake factor because they're actually really good monster movies, but they're really cheesecakey.
Yeah.
Like sort of Lair of the White Worm style. Where
Oh,
you're like, this should
totally,
be
yeah,
the
yeah.
best Call of Cthulhu game ever, but why is this 10-minute nude scene in it?
because why wouldn't it?
Yeah, but why isn't there? And also the Quatermass series is really good.
Oh yeah, Quatermass.
Is it Quatermass?
Quatermass, yeah.
I've been mispronouncing it the whole time.
Yeah.
All right, we should go. We have Halloweening to do. We hope you had a very spoopy Halloween. We hope you enjoyed the wolf pack idea. I did not expect any of this role play, and I'm really happy I made it happen. On behalf of myself and everybody else, and email and Dom and blah blah blah. Bye.
Bye.
So
Bye.